talking about the man that made everyone contagious. Don't trust you with my liver.
I didn't make you contagious. The virus did.
We're talking now to the peoples on the internet. Just,
hello, peoples on the internet.
Just because I know it's a great conversation we're having, but we're doing it to the wide world now. Hello, peoples on the internet.
But we just want to eat a liver. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. Hello. We are back from a little bit of a hiatus. So hello. We're gonna play some Fallout tonight, I think. What do you reckon? Do that? Yeah. Do that? All
Let's do it.
So in no particular order, because I just wanted to say that. We'll introduce ourselves and we'll start with bottom of the screen this time, Mr. Loreman.
Hello. I am Joel, or Mr. Loreman. I'm playing Heironymous Spoosh, the doctor who has been cruelly and unjustly, in a way reminiscent of the Salem witch trials, accused of making everyone infectious. This is not true. The sickness I gave them made them infectious. I just happened to be present and originated. That's unsubstantiated, and I won't stand for it. I'm adding legal doctrine to my doctorates. I am just an innocent person. I am Spoosh. Hello, wide world. People are threatening to eat my liver.
Yeah, all right, hand it on. Pass it on.
Sorry, handball infectious.
To
whom?
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard a name. To Fauna. Fauna, take the infection of discussion.
Oh, God, it's going to be a good stream.
Too late.
I don't want the infection again, you horrible little human. Hello, everyone. I am Piggles, playing Fauna Bruha, your brew of unusual size. It has been a long break, and I'm scared I've forgotten how to do combat, but it'll be a great night. I hope you all are having a great week, and I'm going to throw this over to Cass.
Hi. I'm Cass, or Mayhem, and I would like to argue that you have in fact not just infected me once, but twice, Dr. Spoosh. I did in fact get weeping sores from you, and this is a fact I've not forgotten, and I don't think I will forgive you. So yes, your liver shall be eaten with bin chickens.
Where did this cannibalistic urge just come from, people? Like, I looked down.
Fed.
He did, to be fair.
I just took him up on it. Hey, we have witnesses.
You're like her pants can't save you now.
Oh, they will.
They might actually. They're quite shiny.
Passing it over to N.E.R.A.
Hi, I'm Melissa Onassis. I'm going to be playing N.E.R.A, our delightfully psychotic little Cabbage Patch sized doll robot, who likes to go a little crazy sometimes, and is also a little bit tetchy about being infected with the grossness, mostly because she's never been sick before in entire existence and is not okay with it ever happening again.
But, think of the technological advancement that Spoosh was able to create, the perfect organism that can infect everything.
No.
Robots included.
Won't somebody think of the technological advancement, please?
I know. I'm with you on this one, Spoosh. And hello, I'm Chris, aka Anthanum. I'll be your GM this evening. And just a preemptive shout out to our wonderful producer, Saz, who's in the background, making sure us idiots are able to do this without, falling over and hurting ourselves. Which is entirely a possibility if you have ever met any of us. So welcome to episode 4. Dun dun dun. The players sitting outside the Orchard Hill former Australian Army ordnance depot, and by ordnance we mean explosives. So yeah, what could possibly go wrong, chat, with them being in the vicinity of a very large number of explosives.
All
So,
of the
in
things.
the intervening
That's right.
month, so how we roll with this game, if it hasn't been obvious to those who have been here previously, just a reminder that as time passes in the real world, it passes in our world. We've been away for a month, so these idiots have been out scabbing and murdering and other shenanigans for the last month. So they now have a whole bunch of new toys to play with, or to hurt themselves with, probably more appropriately, or for you to buy complications so that they can hurt themselves with them. So we have a new feature. If you look down at your channel points, you can do things like buy luck points for the party. Why would you do that? You can buy them stim packs and robot repair kits to make them more healthy. Yeah, I'm wondering why would you do that as well? You can buy them action points, or you can save up all your channel points, and you can buy me complications.
Question. Can we purchase our own luck points?
I was just thinking that. Can we please purchase our own complications?
Loophole.
I don't think that's the
I think
loophole you're
of
looking
that.
for, hey.
But Saz gave us the same look that Chris did, and I feel like you two should have anticipated this.
Shut up.
That's been real nice playing with you all. Thanks.
We'll take that one under advisement, but if I see in chat that Mayhem gives Mayhem action points, I don't know how I feel about that. Fuck it, I'll allow it.
I'm a little bit sad I don't have enough yet for a complication. I'm going to have to work harder.
Yeah, buy yourself a complication. That's what it's all about.
I'm halfway to earning one.
So yes, new fun, happy times in the chat. So let us get back to the soft focus narrative and descriptions of where we were last time.
That's for you, Chris.
Yeah, I know, and I'm struggling to remember. It was so long ago. I can't even remember what I had for lunch. Did I have lunch? Yes, I did. I just can't remember what it was. Creative problem. Thanks, Ben. I love your work. Creative problems call for creative. Right. So you had a little bit of a run-in with a very friendly freeway signal sign until you decided to not follow its advice. And then it got somewhat belligerent and decided to kill you. And then ran around a little bit, ran into some people, blew them up, got some stuff, and ended up wandering around a month doing the things getting to the Australian Army Ordnance Depot, where you are currently standing out front. Now, this was marked on Mayhem's mum's map that Mayhem's mum gave to Mayhem, hence the name Mayhem's mum's map. I think it was kind of obvious when I labeled it that what it was. So, yeah. And so they wandered up there, and there you are, thinking that this would be an abandoned facility. Or perhaps you are hoping that it would be an abandoned facility just with the door already open and, so you could just wander in. Well, sadly, that's not the case. As you get to the beginning, you're looking at the front. Well, it's not really a front door. It's kind of like a entry way, it has one of those lifty uppy things. What do we call them? Boom gates.
Boom gates?
That's what we call them. Appropriately named for an explosive ordnance facility. a boom gate. And it's got this lovely if you picture it, nice brickwork entrance to the facility. You could drive in if you had a car. You don't. You've got you and a roo of unusual size that at least one of you can clamber on. Also, chat, you need to picture Fauna, who now has, and correct me if I'm wrong, Fauna, 2 bin chicken nuggies, otherwise known as Imperial Ibises, in her pouch. And, they've got a very large black cat now as well.
I would like to also state for the record that the bin chickens are emergency food supply as well as pets, because Fauna, she's practical.
Yeah, pragmatic.
Not the cat though. The cat's not food.
No.
No.
The cat has
Just the bin
decided to
chicken.
follow them around. And as you're sort of looking at this wonderful facility that holds all of these wonderful explosive things, so the map has led you to believe, you notice that there are quite a few people who look a lot like Fauna. And as you sort of look through the gate area, you can see that there's a couple of what looks to be like tanks, as in, military vehicles with big cannons on them, sort of angled towards the gate, and a couple of buildings that look like they picked up old Quonset-style barracks. So those rounded military buildings.
Nissan huts?
Nissan huts, yeah. Nissan huts and Quonset huts.
Mhm.
Yep. So a couple of those. And they look like they've been cleaned up. Patches in the roof have been fixed up. And there's a small but well-defended roo of unusual size community around the entrance to the ordnance facility. So basically, and I'm not sure, Saz, if you're able to chuck up that pink map at all for everybody to see. I drew this. I'm an artist, I am. Or is it a calligrapher? Or a cartographer? Or is it just a Chris? I don't know. Nah, not that
Is
one.
it a
the
finger
one- the other
painter?
one. It could be a finger painter. There was a song about this, I'm trying to remember the song lyrics in the song, but I can't, luckily for you, because otherwise I would sing it. Because I got to sing at least one song per episode.
Do you though? Do you really?
Yeah, I
Chris?
do. It's in the contract.
Only
I
there
put
was
it
a
there.
specific place where maps were kept. There's so many.
Is
of
this
them.
a Dora the Explorer reference to the backpack? I feel like we're going to end up with a talking backpack that's also been infested with disease.
N.E.R.A does have a backpack, folks. It's where she keeps all the books. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
If
She's
that
small.
backpack becomes sentient, I think we all deserve the right to be creeped out.
If the cat is N.E.R.A, about half the size. So the cat is about Varian cat sized, if not slightly bigger.
I don't think that means that N.E.R.A can ride the cat, which makes me slightly sad.
I also am sad and was not sad or thinking about this before, but now I am both.
Okay, so we can make
I'm
the cat
sorry.
larger. The cat
No,
is now
it's
larger, and
fine.
N.E.R.A can ride the cat. There we go. The joys of this being
Yay!
a role-playing game and not reality.
Imagination.
Now all you got to do is get a nice saddle for it, and also tame it to the point where it's going to not rip you to shreds.
It can
Every
try.
time you want to put a saddle on it. I've taken my cats out walking. I know how hard that is.
Did the cat get bigger or did N.E.R.A get smaller? That's the real question.
There we go. There's the map. Thanks, Saz. Appreciate it. So, looking on the map there, chat and everybody else, you can see the tank down the front and the barbed wire and the tank traps and the Nissen huts and a Bofors gun. So that area is fortified and looked after, and it's quite neat and pristine, and there's a whole bunch of people of the Ru of usual size persuasion, just sort of running around and doing their thing. There's a few crops off the around near the Bofors gun, and you can sort of see that because it's only about 100 150 meters away, kind of thing. And as you're sort of standing around, kind of taking all of this in, you see one of the Rus of unusual size kind of seeing you and does a sup thing at you from a distance, just a hey. And just sits back, casually sitting on the roof of the tank. That's there. Just looks like he's cracking another beer or something. Pretty hard to tell exactly what's being drunk from this distance, but the can is green. So I'll leave that to your imagination. But yeah, got this. At least one of them has acknowledged that you exist and don't seem to be hostile or anything. They're just sort of kind of thing. Over to you. You're probably about, I'd say, 40, 50 meters away.
Fauna wants to go forward and start seeing where they come from and, where they've been traveling to and how long they've been here. Does the sort of settlement around side look like it's been there for a while?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks well established.
Awesome.
Well fortified. So what you got leading up the road, away from the that watchtower and the tank is what used to be a chain link fence, and that's been boarded up. So they've boarded the fence up, reinforced it, and then taken the fence along the line, and it probably runs about 400-500 meters along the road. That entire establishment is chain link fence all around it.
Mm.
This is a real place, by the way, chat. It really does exist. So that where the chain link fence would continue on, they've stopped, harvested some of the chain link further up, bought it closer in to chain off down to around where the Bofors gun is, and then a little bit round the other side of the road. So they've reinforced it. It's not pretty. It's more of your kind of combination between chain link and junk fence that you would see in, say, Fallout 4. Held together with, spit and baling wire, but it's enough to to slow people down. And it looks reasonably fortified. So
Cool.
yeah, it's been there for a few years, you would imagine.
Awesome. So I think in Fauna's case, she definitely wants to go in there of let's not only suss the situation out, but let's make friends with the locals.
Cool.
In the least antagonizing way possible, Spoosh.
I've never once antagonized anybody. I maintain that I'm here to save the wasteland from itself. The lot of you just don't accept it.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Don't
See,
do that.
this sounds like complete non-acceptance to me.
Why
Nice.
why does he keep saying words that don't make sense?
Well, he doesn't make sense. But he thinks he does. I think that's the
Oh.
main issue.
Bless your cotton socks, dearie.
I think, therefore I
know.
do.
In your case, you do, but do not think.
Therefore I do. Maybe it's the inverse. Instead of Descartes, I am Carte Day.
I was
I
going to
do,
say
therefore I
Descartes is
think.
currently rolling in his grave right now.
Descartes is no longer pulled by the horse.
There are times when I wish my character was a Southern Belle, so I could just go, "Oh, bless your heart," in a way that's like, "You twat."
Yeah. Yeah.
As the only member of the exclave here, I resent you speaking about the beautiful wasteland that is America in such a fashion. And
I'm sure you do.
the terrible vernacular that my people speak down there in veiled insults. I'll stand for this no longer. I think we should go forward and we should go speak to whoever here. They obviously need the enlightenment that I'm here to bring. And Spoosh will pull out his laser pistol and kind of
It's just written in Sharpie enlightenment on the side.
enlightenment. I'm here to bring enlightenment, and the unless anyone else wants it, which is fine as well if they do, I'm happy to have it. The other laser pistol that we scabbed, we've got enlightenment and then facts, and Spoosh is going to lift them both up and just be like the metaphysical turmoil that all must face.
Another one should be doctorate on it as well.
I have a doctor, and I definitely have a doctor in laser weapons. That was my main focus. It's just once I'd mastered that, like
No,
I
you do
could-
have a doctorate in laser weapons. It's
Yeah.
the second one
I
you
could
got in episode
probably-
1.
To be honest, like I probably could perform surgery with my laser weapons. It's just I don't know. It depends on what outcome you're looking for.
You know,
N.E.R.A's going to
technically.
tug on Fauna's leg and probably go, I think that you should take point on this one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fauna's just going to step in front of Spoosh and go, "No, you stay at the back. These are my people." And she's just going to turn around, whack Spoosh with her tail as she turns, and then hop up the hill.
I don't understand why the marsupial keeps referring to itself as people. Spoosh will kind of like start taking notes in his notebook.
I think Fauna heard that, and she's going to set the bin chickens on Spoosh in the night at some point in revenge.
Jokes on the bin
Now he's
chickens.
just being
I have
rude.
weeping sores.
Not for
Oh,
much
dear
longer.
Lord. Oh, dear Lord.
It's been a month, remember? We should be healed. Okay. Fauna is going up, and she's going to say howdy to the Roo who acknowledged them before.
All right. So, sitting on the tank is Roo of unusual size, dressed in a pair of black jeans.
Dungarees.
No. Pair of black jeans. What looks to be a pair of docks. And a t-shirt with the band Inseminator written on it. I used to have their t-shirt.
Damn it! I should put that on the laser weapon.
And
No.
they were a cool band. And so, you know, she's sitting there and got what looks to be some kind of crossbow or something. Can't really tell. Some kind of stocked weapon, long arm, sort of across the knees. She's sitting on a folding chair on top of the tank. Got a little umbrella kind of thing happening to keep the sun off. You know, old style golf umbrella. And she's sipping on a VB. Just very carefully sipping, not subbing that stuff because, you know, this is pre-war booze. And yeah, she looks up, says, "Oh yeah, g'day."
Hey, mate. That's a cool rig you got there.
Oh yeah, it's not bad, eh?
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
So,
How'd you come across something like that?
oh yeah, we was having a bit of a wander around the place, yeah, and
No.
just stumbled on this place, huh? It's all right.
Nice. It
In
looks
for a
pretty
cuppa?
sweet here. Yeah, love one.
Yeah, all right, hang on. And she grabs a bell. Just like ding, 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 starts ringing the absolute bejesus out of this bell. And then sort of spins around a little bit in the chair. Yells, "Oi, Bluey! Put the fucking kettle on, will ya? We've got visitors!" And sort of turns back a bit. Says, Yeah, you'll be all right. I'm Mia. I'm Mazza. Or Mia. But, you know, most of the crew.
Got
call
any
me Mazza.
preference?
Oh, yeah.
Mazza it is then.
You want to just head on in and, yeah. Well, the rest of the fam will look after you, yeah? I
sounds
gotta
awesome.
stay here, you know, and make sure none of them raider types or anything sort of comes along. But yeah,
Do they get past that big sign back there?
Oh yeah, that thing. yeah, we was back there a few years back. Fucking hilarious, that thing. Yeah.
Did you hug it too?
Yeah.
It was lonely.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
And
It needed a
says,
friend.
don't go right. So what do? Of course you go right.
Go right.
Because, you know, no one's telling me what to fucking do, right? And
you know there's always something good when they tell you not to go anywhere, because that's how it works.
I know. And well, geez, did we have to fucking leg it, eh?
Same. We got shot up a pretty penny, I can tell you that.
Did you lose anybody? Well, you know, it's not like you lose them. You know where they are. They're just fucking dead, right?
Nah. Oh, we got a bit banged up, but we're all right.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. No, that's the way we came in. Because,
Awesome.
you know, we've been wandering around for a bit. While back now. Like, we've had 2 or 3 harvests since then, so, I mean, a while back.
Yeah.
Don't
You
know
guys
what that
travel
is
long?
in old reckoning, but oh yeah,
Harvest wet for me.
Where we came up from was some water down that way. You know, water that comes in like this. You know, a big lot of it.
An ocean?
I don't know what that fucking means.
Big water kind of tastes like salt.
Yeah, salty. Yeah, you can't drink the shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called. All right. It's called the
Ocean.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good to know.
My mob's out from over the mountain way.
Yeah. All right.
On the other side. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I've got no fucking idea where that is because we come up from that way.
It's all big distance.
She sort of points south. You know, we come from down there and around there. Fair fucking hike, though. Yeah. A while back, though. Anyway,
did you drive the tank here? Like, does the tank work?
Yeah, that's what would the pre-people would have said? Operationally classified.
I would be very interested in having a look.
I bet you're pretty fun. Yeah, but no.
How do you feel about Tim Tams?
You seem pretty nice, but you know,
I can trade you Tim Tam for a little look.
You haven't done the test yet, so
yeah, Maisy, we've got to have the cuppa first before they're going to let us do any trading.
You got to,
but Tim Tams keep them in reserve.
Then you got Tim Tams, eh?
Mm-hmm. We might have something to trade.
All right. Yeah, maybe. Well, look, once we're happy that you're part of the crew, and you know you're all right because we can see that you're a bit fucking heavily armed there, but you know you stood, you waited to be acknowledged, so you know you didn't come rushing in going go, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
N.E.R.A just hides her flamethrower on her arm behind her back a little bit.
Oh no, it's in your back. I'm imagining it's like your backpack claw.
Cool, yeah.
Like, and comes out like a little.
Then the flap on her backpack just gets a little bit tighter.
And someone has subtly stood in front of Spoosh just to make sure any drop guns are hidden.
Well, Spoosh will whisper, it's like, at what point statistically do we stop referring to them as roos of unusual size when they become the most average size of roos? And instead, what would be considered a normal kangaroo is that becomes the roo of an unusual size.
Always with the thinking, Spoosh. always with the thinking. This is why.
This is why,
Yeah.
they need me here. I mean, they've
asking the difficult philosophical questions.
Well, I've got plenty that I need to address to the marsupials.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
We're going to have to warn them. All of them. Just ignore him. Treat him like a child. Don't be offended at his questions. He doesn't know any better.
The answer is like,
I think.
well, yeah, mate. Looking at Spoosh gun, look, I've got no fucking idea what any of those. I know the words, but just in that order.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not too sure about what he says a lot of the time.
I mean, of all the animals to have evolved, it's actually interesting that it's been kangaroos, and especially that you name, you have names like Bluey and such, because kangaroos are technically the only other mammal other than primates. He'll gesture to himself and Mayhem and kind of look to the robot and go Mayhem and I, at least, that are able to see actual differentiate between colors. So you naming your friend Bluey makes perfect canonical sense, and I appreciate that.
And that's because he's fucking red.
I don't know who this red is, but I'm happy to hear about.
That's Bluey.
No. Yeah, I appreciate that Bluey's fucking red, but the marriage connotations between Bluey and red are none of my business, and I don't wish to intrude.
Fauna's going to come and go, Maise N.E.R.A, let's take it. It's time to go up for a cuppa, right? Let's just take Splooshy and go up, and we'll explain on the way.
Yeah. How do you lot not have a constant fucking headache around this dude?
Oh, that's the secret.
Says we
always do.
Herbs help. Lots of herbs.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if you have a chat with Bazza, he'll be able to help you out maybe with that.
Sounds
inside.
Good. Thanks. Might take him up on that. Thanks for the suggestion.
So Bazza keeps on talking to you for a little bit more small talk. And you can see she's kind of chucking her head around all the time, swiveling, looks real casual like. But skills, if you wanted to, you can tell she's basically keeping an eye on everything that's moving, and out of the corner of your eye, you see one of the other roos sort of wave a little flag. And she say, all right, yeah, time to cut the chit chat. If you make your way in and go see Beetle over there, Beetle will get you sorted with a cuppa, and then we'll let you know how things work around here. So that everybody's happy, everyone's on board, everyone knows what's going on, right? So nice to meet you all. Probably talk to you a bit later, unless you turn out to be raiders after all. Then I'm gonna have to kill you. Although I gotta say, in that tin suit, it's gonna be a bit hard. But and so pulls out a little canister and starts bolting this canister onto the end of the crossbow bolt. And it's about that big, and it looks like a shaped head explosive charge. So, yeah, explosive tip, you seem real nice. Was it Spoosh? But, yeah, this thing will fuck you up, dude. So, play nice, be nice, everybody's happy. And Beetle will go sort you out with a cuppa. So off you pop.
Awesome.
It's only a short walk. And I'll see you later.
Awesome. Catch you around, Massa.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And
she basically goes back to looking like the most laconic scout ever. But is eagle-eyed and is just there's nothing moving that she does not know about.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So
up we go. Fauna wants a
Takes you
tea.
a minute or two to walk through to the huts. You walk past, as you can see on the map there, the little security zone, and there's a few other sort of roos just around. Sitting around, looking quite secure, looking like, there's security happening. They just sort of like nod and wave you through with a, g'day kind of thing. Don't really engage in conversation like Maise was. So, yeah, they're kind of looking at you going, yeah, and you get the sense that all of that talk was there just to slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
Just to keep you there whilst people came out, security got in place. You notice that, and I'm not going to get you to roll for this, that as you're walking along the road there, you are completely covered. There are weapons trained on you very casually. From all sides, from the watchtower through to the boom gate, past the tank traps, to where Beetle is sitting there waving. Beetle
Question.
Yeah.
Being that Fauna's been on Wonderbout for a while, would this feel pretty normal to her in terms of how they've got things set up and checking people out and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit more slick than you've seen elsewhere. But most of you would see similar sort of things in different settlements and small towns. There's someone front watching, you've got greeters and what have you, and to different degrees of success. This is one of the more slick and better managed versions of that. It looks very inviting, but it's all about, a lot of settlements don't have a huge number of people. Like some of the bigger settlements might have 50 to 100 people in them, but most will sit around 10 to 20 people at that, if that. So there's not a huge amount of dedicated security personnel who can sit and do nothing but watch.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's kind of what I thought might be the case, but I wanted to check. So I think Fauna's just going to take a moment to just explain that while this is a bit more, like you said, slick and maybe a bit more sophisticated than the normal stuff she's seen, this is actually pretty normal. So the main thing is just to be, don't do too much bullshit and don't try anything shifty for now. Just, keep it on the even keel.
Well, Mayhem, you would know this as well, because this is exactly the same way your trading community works. Like, your trading community has, 8-9 people in it, plus Screech. So you have someone on guard duty, greeter duty, watching, with and Screech as well. There to kind of raise the alarm if anything bad happens, and if they're dodgy and you're not so sure, to slow people down, to slow them down a bit, and a warning system to get everybody else out. Give them time to get armed and get ready just in case it goes sideways. So
I do have a question in regards to this.
Yeah.
Now, and I'll direct this to Fauna. This is purely coming from an academic point of view, so I hope that you don't get insulted. But my understanding of male marsupial kangaroos is that they're referred to as boomers, and we were chased here by an evil boom gate. Have we considered the correlation between the two, and should we encounter a male kangaroo, is referring to them as boomer acceptable socially, or has that changed since society changed?
I mean, probably the youngest set will use it, but you've really got to be one of the community to kind of use that term. If you as an outsider, and particularly, looking pretty sciencey, I would not do it if you want to keep, your limbs attached to your body. I think that would be pretty fair.
What should I refer
would
to them
not
as?
recommend. Well, ask them their name and refer to them by their name is usually the best option, mate.
So no, okay, boomer then?
Not
the fact
unless
that
they
also
tell you it's okay.
it's the younger group
I'll
that
file
are
that
referring
away
to
for
boomers?
future reference.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the younger generation referring to themselves as boomers is definitely something that requires further research.
More just to the older generation, but as you know, they age out. Yeah, they can be referred to as boomers. But again, you got to be part of the community, mate. So,
Okay.
I wouldn't do it to anyone here until they say, or give me the signal that it's all right. You need very, very explicit instructions to say it's okay.
Interesting. This is a strange community.
Yes,
I agree.
It is the community that is strange.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Not the observers that are all never. So,
It's a weird
and I
place
think
we
as
found
well,
ourselves.
I think I'm just going to add that Fauna's been quite open. She's not trying to hide the instructions that she's given to the team. It's just going to be very, very obvious that she is the person who's familiar with what's going on. Is going to be like, guys, this is how you go in and don't fuck it up because you're people, including Robot, you are people, not ruse. So you need this introduction if we're going to get anywhere.
People are friends, not food.
But I don't eat.
Hypothetically. Sometimes.
Okay.
I've seen you eat a bin nuggie before.
It was an experiment. It didn't go well. Did you know that has to come out sometime?
I thought it was still rattling around in
How
there,
do
to
you
be
guys?
honest.
No. Ew. No. How do you guys deal with that? I don't understand.
Well,
we don't have to dig it out like you do. Like
You don't use a
you had to
stick.
take some. No, don't have to use a stick at
Oh.
all. We've got pipes for that, so it comes out itself.
it's all
Oh.
automated.
So I should install a
it's really
valve?
clever. Probably, probably.
Actually, no,
and maybe
I don't
a
want to
little
do it again.
macerator.
Nah.
You can get a macerator, and then it'll chew
Sounds
it all
like
up, and it's easy to go through the valve.
You are just complicated organisms. It's really weird.
How would you feel about making wine?
Ooh.
Do we have
I mean,
grapes?
I understand the concept. I don't know that we stay still in any one place for that to be a possibility.
I reckon there'll be a few people around here who can help you make some really A-grade hooch in a hurry, so you don't need to stick around for long.
When you say
Just,
people, do you
all
mean
that-
people or Roo people?
There's no difference, Spoosh. You're going to that's the good way to go to get your limbs torn off, just saying.
But you just told us we were people, and that's why we weren't part of the community.
Yeah, but when you're saying people, you're also being people and other, and that's rude.
I'm so very confused.
Language is confusing.
So it's okay for Roos to refer to us as people, but we can't refer to ourselves as people. It
well,
seems
not in a
oddly
way that means
ostracizing.
that ruse are others. Which
But aren't
is
you referring to
inferred by the
us as
language.
others, as people?
We are people.
No, when you say us,
they are people, and you can't, I guess, insinuate that they are anything other than people. We're all just individuals, right? We're all,
That's
we're all
right.
just individuals.
Fair enough.
Calling us or describing us just as marsupials is a little bit limiting. So that's where it becomes a bit of an issue.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I did not mean. I wasn't. It was more of a statement on the pouch than anything else. I will refer to all the Roos as Roos. Is that acceptable?
That is fine.
We've already asked for their name, and then you can address them by their name.
I don't know what to refer to as the collective.
What is the collective noun for a group of roos of unusual size?
Historically,
Is it a mob?
there was mobs, courts, and troops. A keck.
I want submissions from the chat, to be quite honest.
A top keck of roos.
By the way, whilst you've been discussing all of this, Beetle has been standing there just very politely listening in and waiting for, all of you to actually breathe in. And there's a bunch of other roos kind of have congregated and standing around looking at you as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus Beetle. Looking at Beetle, who is covered in like is wearing what looks to be cargo pants and a t-shirt of an indiscriminate grey colour, but also has clip-on suspenders and all of these little badges all over the suspenders.
Are
and
the
they're all shiny.
suspenders rainbow coloured? Or hint that they were at some point?
It's very hard for you to tell.
There's too
On
much
account
glare in
of
the way.
all of the badges being all over it. You know, you think you know why Beetle is called Beetle.
I mean, Moise is eventually going to look up from her explanation. Oh, sorry about that, mate. You Beetle? I'm Fauna.
Beetle looks at you and goes, yeah, g'day. You want a cuppa?
Yeah, love one. Haven't had roux tea for ages.
Yeah. All right, well, we got this really cool stuff called Rubos. And it's red. So,
Awesome.
yeah. But we got that on. In fact, tea was ready some time ago. Just
Yeah.
you like.
So it's about that, mate. You know how it is. Sometimes you just got to explain stuff and make sure, no one's arms are going to get ripped off in a hurry. And
No, it's all right. I appreciate that. I appreciate where you're coming from. It's good work. So, yeah, good on you. Yeah, where's you from?
me, I'm out west way, like over the mountains. I'm coming from a long way away.
All right, okay. West. That'd be that way, right?
Yeah.
Points in the right.
Yeah.
Points in the right direction.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Super, super far. I've been wandering for a long, long time.
Yeah. Fair enough. This is
Yeah.
Raz. Raz is going goodbye because Raz wants to stand on the
Hi,
keyboard.
Raz, baby.
Bye, Raz. No standing on my keyboard. Thank you. So, yeah. All right. Well, you probably want to come inside then, because
Yeah.
That's where the tea is.
Yeah. Folks, inside we go. We're going inside a
It's like a
tent or a
a
building
Nissen hut.
or...
No, it's a Nissen hut.
Okay. Okay. All right, inside. Let's go and get some roux tea.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
Rubos.
just mindful this one, and she points to N.E.R.A. She's got the robot inside, so she'll have a cup, but she's not going to drink it. Don't be offended. Just it'll gum up all her insides. She tried a chicken nugget recently and it didn't go well. She had to dig everything out. It's a bit icky.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
No dramas.
But more the merrier for someone else. It's all good.
Yeah. You've got a bit of an audience inside, and yeah, it's probably about 1:00 in the afternoon now. So yeah, a bunch of people have come in from the fields, and they're looking like they're getting scones or something, and a cup of tea, and yeah, they're like sitting around doing their thing. It's like you get a lot of g'day, how you going? Yeah, g'day, mate. Kind of acknowledgements from people.
Mm-hmm.
All various different size roos. You haven't seen anyone but roos in the community yet, which is unusual in and of itself. But it's a 100% roo community. or at least seems to be.
Yeah, normally there's like at least a few humans, or band up with somewhat average mutants sometimes as well, for those like fauna who not particularly caring about humans too much. So that's not unusual. So yeah,
like so you're given the tea, and there's some scones and muffins laid out. There's a bit of jam, bit of marge, bit of Vegemite. It's all laid out like for like a work crew. Like, looks like the crew's come in for afternoon tea.
Is anyone trying to keep the cat out of the Vegemite?
No, they're looking at the cat and going, "Oh yeah, that's a big one." Don't seem to be overly fussed about the cat. And after a while, as you sort of settle in, a polite amount of time later, one of the other roos gets up and walks over and sort of stands there, hands on hips. He goes, "You all right? I'm Stingray."
G'day, Stingray. How's it going, mate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's all right, mate. You been well?
Yeah, been good.
Yeah? Yeah, you travelling well? Come far?
Yeah, heaps far. Come with this lot from up north, and I've come from out west.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a hike.
Yeah.
We came from south some, I don't know, while back. I
don't think I've been south.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. That's why I came up this way. Was on the water there.
That's why I came from out west. It's a bit shit there too. Not enough food.
What'd you say that word was? The ocean.
Yeah, salty thing.
So Stingray's just standing, hands on hips, doesn't move. That looks, pretty uncomfortable, but isn't changing posture at all. So righto, welcome. And all that, let's get through the shit. I'm Stingray.
Yeah.
You met Maise. That's Bluey. So nods over to the big Western Red. I'm Stingray. But that's Franger. That's Torch. That's Bazza, but she'll tell you her name's Bernice, but it's Bazza. That's Big Tim, really small Roo. That's Little Tim, big Roo. That's Tiny Tim, huge fucking Roo, stands about 9 foot tall. And
he's this wide.
And you met Beetle. And there's a few of the other crew out, can't tell you all our secrets, so you haven't
No.
So
of course not.
So do you want to do the test? Do you want to get this business out of the way, and then we can?
Yeah. Do we need to study for the test? What is it? Multiple? Is it multiple choice? Is there an essay question? What are we doing?
Do we all need to do the test?
Yeah. You all need to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Because sometimes there's a bit of a drongo in one of the group.
Yeah.
So,
N.E.R.A just looks at Spoosh.
Is this a graded test, or is this done on just sufficient possible?
This is graded, and
yeah,
it's really important.
it's Are you guys doing the spiky version of this? It's and I've come across a few different ones.
I don't know. Like, we've been doing this one for a while. Maybe it's a bit of a newer version.
Yeah.
Of the test, but we kind of like it because we think it gives really good. It gives back to the community a little bit as well.
Yeah. I mean, the spiky one's fun to watch, but it does kind of suck after a while.
People end up the blood and death, and
Yeah. And it's fun for the kiddies, but like that's kind of someone's got to clean it up afterwards, and it's
I know,
always
right? And that's the problem. So this is why we've got this new one. So basically, he pulls out. He's like, "Oh yeah, Tiny, can you bring the bucket over?" And Tiny's like, "Yeah, right, mate. Hang on." He like gets himself up with groaning as he gets out of the chair. It's like, you couldn't ask fucking Torch to go do it, could you? And Stingray's like, "It's your turn, mate." So Tiny walks over and he gets.
Fauna's going to call out, "Show us your muscles, Tiny Tim."
He like cracks the pose as he's walking, and it does crack, and you see, all pretense of slob, just disappear as this Roo sort of stretches up to his full height, cracks his neck a bit. He's wearing a tank, so cracks his shoulders a bit, and you see that there is a well-muscled death machine underneath.
Fauna's going to nudge and the others and go, "Wolf whistling's appropriate. He's showing off on request."
Wolf whistles.
I've got nothing.
Canines can't whistle; they howl. To try and howl at the same time.
Fauna just goes, "Maisie, help a girl out."
Maisie will
show him how it's done.
Maisie will yell, but she won't whistle because she can't really whistle. But she'll be like,
Tony starts just strutting a little bit, just a touch. You can see the tail swish ever so slightly. In fact, Fauna, I will get you to make me, and I'm not going to use my banked complication here just yet. Thank you, Chad.
You could have if
I'm
you
not
want
going to. I know exactly where I want to use it.
Oh God.
We did have this thing about test, right?
Regret nothing.
If I can get you to make me a perception plus or survival, and if you've got any perks that feed into charisma type things.
My survival's pretty good.
Is this everyone?
No, just Fauna. This is a purely Roo of unusual size thing.
And Fauna, explain to us how you reached your number so that we can remember how to roll the dice.
I got to get a low number is what I remember. Get lower than my target.
You need to add your perception and your survival together.
Yes.
Right.
So
and you will
6.
get a number.
I need to get under 12 is what I need to do.
12 or under.
Yes.
And I have a target number, and you tell me how many of those dice that you roll. Now, you can buy extra dice with your action points, your pool action points, of which you have 0, or you can use luck points to change out dice and re-roll individual ones.
And just a reminder, do I have to roll 2 dice for this one or just 1?
Yes, it's 2. You always roll a minimum of 2 dice.
Good. That's what, because I grabbed 2 and I was like, well, maybe I've just better check that before because it's been a month.
Yeah, It's been a while.
Wish me luck, everyone.
But remember, you've got the ready reckoner that I made for you in chat. In our chat, not their chat.
Oops. Just realised I grabbed a wrong dice that landed on also, which was not what I wanted because I used the new dice Chris got me and I didn't read it properly. Okay, that is a 1 and an 8, so I got 9.
No. You
got 2 successes.
2 successes.
2 successes. Sorry, that's right. Thank you.
Each dice is
yes,
independent.
2 successes. Thank Christ.
And in fact, a 1.
2 successes. Huzzah.
No, you got 3 because if you rolled a 1.
Oh, yes, 1 is the crit.
That's a critical, which counts for
Yeah.
successes. There you go, chat.
See, and I was worried about combat. Bloody hell.
Right. So with 3 successes, you notice that, Tiny has basically clenched the butt cheeks, has pulled the ass up, is, like looking, just flicking the hair back slightly, doing the whole
mullet.
Fabio muscle man kind of.
So Fauna just rolled to perv, basically.
Yeah.
The most
Yeah.
beautiful
There is a
rule of unusual size in the cosmos.
It was roll to perv, yes.
Yes! There is a beautiful sway of the hips as he's going past. It's
very.
great. It shows
I'm
off the
imagining
butt.
Moto from the Madagascar movies, just hopping down. And like, it's the most attractive of all the roos.
There's a real sort of bow chicka wow wow reverb kind of soundtrack going. You're liking what you see.
Oh, yeah. Fauna is appreciating the room meat in front of her.
Please, everyone just ignore the tiny animal that's popping up on the spoosh screen. I am attempting to keep him away.
Oh, no, wait.
The
This is
animal.
puppy. Wrong person.
Let's share him. Share him with the world.
Yes.
Yes. So
Aww.
Baby. Hello, baby.
do we have a dog counter? I know we have a cat counter.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I,
We
for one,
can
do
do-
not
we
want
can
my
do an
dogs
arbitrary
up
one.
on my desk.
Yeah.
There.
Right. So Tiny struts in a very appreciative way over to pick up the bucket and does the dip and snap, with
It's
the
bend
bucket.
and snap. Thank you very much.
Oh, bend and snap. Sorry.
Works every time.
That is a bit about Sploosh's backstory that I would like to explore later.
I feel like it fits in with the lame hot pants very
How do
nicely.
you think he got that many doctorates?
And
Oh, you minx!
Spoosh also has a nice immaculate pair of Kate 85 Louboutins now as well. By the way,
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
They found that.
So, power armor, beautiful shoes,
Hmm.
gold lame pants, and we've been negotiating about putting him in a tuxedo coat and top hat as well.
Which
Yeah.
they also found.
It's a look.
I'm going to repopulate
It
the
is.
entire wasteland. No one can resist these charms.
That's right.
Yeah,
Everyone
not
will
if-
follow your sartorial choices.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Everyone's a little bit of a stretch, I think, but
Only because
and
the roos can't have those shoes. The feet don't fit. Very
Tiny
sad.
returns with a bucket. And Stingray sort of grabs a bucket, pulls up a clipboard, writes some stuff, rips off 4 bits of paper, chucks them into the bucket, and there goes. And he's looking over at sort of Cai and Posey, and he's like, they haven't said anything, so are they people or appliances?
Luggage.
Sorry to be rude. If I am, don't mean to be. But they haven't said anything, and you haven't really said much to them either at the moment. So just not sure.
They're just here for emotional support.
It's my
Right.
emotional support robot.
So, and Stingray's like, so an emotional support combat annihilator.
Yeah, it's for N.E.R.A, really.
Okay.
So if you consider them as like one unit, we'd appreciate it.
All this impotent rage, I need an outlet. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Don't mind a question. So they're not doing the test?
Do they need to?
Nah.
Okay. No worries. It's all cool. We got no problem with that. They'll just have to, them that doesn't do the test has to like stay, or them to fail the test can't come into the area. They have to stay out by where Maise is. Right.
Cai, mate, maybe you want to come forward and do the test.
Kai's like,
just in case one of us fail. We'd like to have the group of 4 at least with us. So let's maybe put them both in the people pile just in case.
Stingray's like, yeah, fair enough. What about the other one?
No, mate, that's a cat.
And Posey's like, test!
Yeah. I wouldn't want to deny her this kind of fun.
Posey's
She's been
like
a little enclosed sausage for a while, so let's get her.
Beams. Positively beaming. Like,
this is like her candy. Like, gimme. Yeah, she's been a little shut in for a while, so let's give her some fun. She can do the test too.
Stingray's like, yeah, all right. Writes another couple of things on a bit of paper, rips them off, sticks them into the bucket.
Fauna's going to whisper, Posey's good at sorting things, just FYI, so if you need anything like that in the bucket, maybe put it in. Just in case.
Kai's like standing there and going, you can see you've learnt enough of Kai's reactions to things that there's a little bit of concern going on. Because Kai usually can figure out what's happening, but can't. So, I'm going to need you all to roll me a D4, please. And don't tell me the number just yet when I call on you. And I'll get somebody to roll for Cai and for Posey as well.
A D4?
A D4. I know not usually part of the thing.
Didn't pull one out. All these dice and I didn't pull one out.
I have rolled the best number, a 1. And rolling a 1 at no point has ever been an issue for me.
Well, I mean, in this game, 1s could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
If only I'd thought to buy a D4 from Meeples and Dragons before this episode.
I've got like 3 D4s, so I can roll for.
I just rolled one on the Googs. It's all good.
You rolled one on the Googs.
Awesome.
All right. Well, why not? We will start with N.E.R.A. N.E.R.A.
4.
Bucket is hell. Okay. Rolled 4, hey?
Yep.
Then, you pull out a piece of paper.
Yep.
And on the piece of paper is written mime. And Tiny swishes his arm, and you notice that there is a stage in the corner.
Oh, God.
With a microphone and footlights and lights lit up,
Okay.
and your bit of paper has mime.
N.E.R.A is
Good.
going to pause for a second, and her eyes are going to flicker. And then they remain the sort of the green color, and then she's just going to walk up to the stage.
Yep.
Yep. And start miming, walking against the wind. looking over at Fauna all the time, going, is this what I'm supposed to? I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, and then window planking. Like,
Nice.
Fauna's just going to mouth,
All right.
be entertaining.
Can I have a charisma
no.
and what do we think this is? Survival or athletics? Probably athletics.
If she's doing the plank, I was going to say if she's doing the walk against the wind and the athletics thing, and the planking thing, it's probably athletics.
They're much of a
All right.
muchness for me, but sure. Okay.
Charisma plus athletics. Oh, and I have a complication.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Chad.
buddies.
All right.
So because I've got a rank in athletics,
Yep.
that is and it's a strength-based skill. That is my charisma plus my strength plus my rank. Is that correct? No?
It
Okay.
is typically you get your typically you would roll strength with athletics. That would be the combination when you are going to be doing things like using it to vault over stuff and to run really fast and what have you, right? It would be a strength-based, strength plus athletics. That's how they typically go together.
Gotcha.
But in this game, I'm allowed to pop them apart.
Yep.
And that's what I'm doing because I think this is a charisma-based activity.
Oh, that's
because
cool.
you're trying to entertain the ruse.
That's totally
the
fine.
test.
Did we ascertain who has the top hat?
No.
I think you should take it from Spoosh's head on your way past.
Yeah, cool. I'll just climb up Spoosh,
Not
grab
even
the top
taking it.
hat,
Spoosh will offer it to you.
put it on my head on a jaunty angle, and
It's the
wander
only
on
angle
over.
a top hat can be worn.
Absolutely. And yeah. So charisma is 6.
Yep.
And athletics is, I've got 1 rank in it, so I'm going for a 7.
7 or under on however many dice you wish to throw, minimum of 2. You may use action points to buy more.
I don't know that N.E.R.A.
Bearing in mind you are going to be hit with a complication, so it's probably not worth.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just 1 success.
Actually, no, I'm going to save my complication. I'm going to let you get by. Okay. So, it's all right. It's not the best walking against the wind anyone's ever seen. And bear in mind, there is no television. There are no films. This is the post-apocalypse wasteland, and these are mutated kangaroos.
Yeah.
And they have seen better.
Cool.
But, there's only a little bit of jeering. So...
I bet you it's the first time they've ever seen a robot walk against the wind.
I mean, they're kangaroos. Surely the concept of walking itself is just weird enough to them. Like hopping against the wind, maybe.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
One is just going to put a paw over Sploosh's mouth. Not polite. Haven't passed the test yet.
A whole bunch of signs go up, numbers from the crowd. There's a couple of 2s and 3s, but on the whole, they're like 6s, 7s. So Stingray's sitting there tallying them all up, and yeah, that's a pass. You're in, mate. Well done. It's all right. That box bit, yeah, a couple of notes for you on that. Next time, maybe don't side-eye the audience while you're doing it. But, apart from that, it was passable.
Take the top hat off and back on again.
Yeah. Don't quit your day job, but, you don't have a future in the entertainment business.
Oh,
So,
darn.
But, yeah.
Good thing you got all those stories.
Give it up for... Hang on, mate. What was your name again?
N.E.R.A.
N.E.R.A, yeah.
I don't play the violin in Rome.
Yeah, I don't know what either of those things are, mate. And the crowd's kind of like this. Yeah, go on. That's all right. Next up is Spoosh. Spoosh Doctor.
I probably have a doctorate myself too.
Spoosh, doctor. He looks over. Doctor. You have a lot of names, bud. A lot of names. And they're all the same. Has anyone ever pointed that out to you?
They've tried.
Yeah, all right. I think this one's in the same category as Torch. Everybody, and everyone starts laughing. And he's like, yeah, not real bright and has to be carried by everybody else. Righto. You want to put your hand in the bucket and come out with a bit of paper?
Please be a comedy routine.
Special kind of put his hand in there, resist the urge to make any comments about a majority third population in torches. I have rolled a 1.
Right. On your bit of paper is written, "Cool story, bro." And the crowd's like, "Yeah, give it for Spoosh, doctor, and some little doctors." And then
Can we all heckle from the back and just yell, "Splooshy!"
as you are sort of gestured towards the stage?
Thank you. So she'll take the paper and walk up there. I'm assuming I need to give you some sort of narration, a story you'd consider cool. All right.
Yeah, Stingray is sitting there going.
Okay. Well, I can tell you about the time that I attempted when, of course, I first came to this country and left my home and was made aware of you excellent people and the ruse of a size of much larger capacity. I attempted to see if I could myself replicate such a thing, as I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting, going outside and meeting others. So, I went to see if I could make an attempt of crossbreeding, not necessarily kangaroos and stuff, because you're people and that's not ethical. So I attempted to try and breed bin chickens with, we had what was hidden. Well, at the time I didn't really know. It kind of just had a PS as in the fluid. So I tried to crossbreed the PS and the bin chickens. I later learned the PS was some sort of a fluid that had come from a pachyderm, so I was attempting to crossbreed the elephants and the bin chickens. But I can tell you that what you get when you do try and crossbreed pachyderms and bin chickens is not, contrary to popular belief, extremely large bin chickens, but you just get a sternly worded email from your ethics committee, and the experiment gets its funding revoked, unfortunately.
Mayhem will try and throw her voice, but we'll be like, boo!
I agree. I mean, they're an ethics committee, like maintaining ethics in a nuclear wasteland. Like, they dropped bombs on the human population, and they have the right to tell me that I don't get to make good chickens bigger. I mean, thinking like I could feed the entire population of the wasteland with one pachyderm chicken, and Instead, they're just like, no, Spoosh, you're not supposed to crossbreed like the species inside the vault, Spoosh. They're there purely for recreational purposes, like throwing balls and watching them run around really cute. It's ridiculous.
I'm not even sure.
Fauna wants to throw one of the bin chickens at Spoosh on the stage and shout, "Tell the story about how you got stabbed with your own multi-tool."
I can do that one.
The entire room, by the way, is in stunned silence. Now, if anyone's been a lecturer or been in education in their life and they've had that student who gets up and looks at their feet and then spends the next 20 minutes mumbling something that is incomprehensible, and the entire room is just looking on going,
What fresh hell is this?
oh God.
Yes.
Feeling embarrassed for that person. Yeah, that's Spoosh right now, and everybody in the room, they're just sort of sitting there going, oh God, this poor fucking man. What is wrong with him?
I got my funding revoked.
No small thing.
And they're like, yeah.
Do they want to hear the story about the multi-tool stabbing?
Damage is gone.
Weirdly enough, the two stories aren't that dissimilar.
What? Because they're both about ethics funding.
Yeah, exactly. I ended up in a great deal of pain for both of them.
And with 2 multi-tools.
Spoosh, if you would not mind rolling for me, charisma plus.
I already hate this.
That I think speech.
Excellent.
Charisma and speech.
I will use this phenomenal fancy dice that I have.
Oh,
Very
that might
exciting.
have been made by your GM and handed over for you.
So this is where we find this is the first roll using these. We'll find out, is Spoosh gifted with the power of the dice, or does the GM represent the ethics committee? You know what? I am a big fan of these dice. I rolled 2 3s. My speech is 3. It's not a tag skill, unfortunately, but my charisma is 5. So I'm willing to bet the ruse may be interested in pachyderm ibises.
Somehow 2 successes.
These are gifted dice.
Yeah, no, they're good dice.
Yeah, they're amazing. They rolled the same number and both are a success. I mean, even I didn't even need a complication for that. That was complicated enough.
Yeah, I think I'll hold on to the complication because that was just too painful for anything else. It did not need a complication. So there's like 5s. They're all sort of like mercy 5s. Except there's 1 4. And then someone puts down the 5 again and puts up a 6.
I like the pity points.
And Stingray is, okay, that's a pass. And the room is just totally fucking silent.
Corner's just like, should have told the story about the bloody multi-tool. Wasted opportunity.
Cai, it draws next. And Cai draws dance. Oh yeah. Cai gets up, smashes out a interpretive dance.
Napoleon Dynamite dance.
A little bit of dabbing going on.
Bit of the floss.
And, a little bit of Watusi. And you're all just sitting there going, oh, yeah, combat robots can actually move like that.
Yeah.
Actually, the crowd's
I
pretty
didn't know
impressed.
the joints did that.
And, yeah.
Spoosh and I were clearly just a warm-up crew.
100%.
There's like 8s and 9s, and Stingray's like, pass. Posey's up next. And Posey draws Mime. So Posey rolls up.
N.E.R.A just kind of sits down and folds her little arms and goes, all right, trolley boy, show me up.
I hope Posey
Bear in
smashes
mind,
it.
everybody, just to remind you, Posey is a shopping trolley with an R2-D2 unit at the front. And a couple of little arms facing backwards into the shopping trolley.
Beep, boop, bastard, beep, boop.
Yeah. Posey
Go on, then.
Kind of stands there and sort of moves to the side a bit, and changes her little face display to raindrops, and then moves over a lot more, and the raindrops change to little like streaks of water going on her face. And then she rocks over, and then her face changes to a little storm cloud. And then she springs, and her face smiles. And the crowd goes wild.
Hey!
N.E.R.A's just going to golf clap.
Posey jumps up and down a lot. She's very excited as Stingray goes, surprisingly, pass. Next is Mayhem.
I rolled a 4.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually no, we've already had that one. We've had 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all different. All right. You're gonna have to scratch that. So we've had that one. So 4 would be if I have 2 things to have it. Okay. Yeah. Song.
All right. Okay.
If I'm not singing, somebody else is.
I'm not singing because we can't afford the legal fees. So
I know it's interpretation. It's only if you were like playing a recording that was still in copyright. Can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't weasel out of it that way.
Just trying to think of what's
Janie's got a gun.
Happy
Ruby
Little
Tuesday.
Vegemite song.
Yeah.
The
Kookaburra
Happy
sitting on the
Little
old
Vegemite-
gum tree.
Happy Little Vegemite song. I
Aeroplane
think that
jelly.
would be good. And I can bring a jar of Vegemite out as a prop.
Or you can bring out the cat.
Where is the cat? Well,
Ooh.
no, you never work with animals. I know the rules.
She's sitting next to a roo.
So Mayhem will go up on stage, and she'll sit down on the stage with a flourish and cross her little legs, and she will sing the Happy Little Vegemite, as bright can be. We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and tea. And it continues on, so I'm not going to subject everyone else to it. And then she'll get up again without using her hands and do a twirl, and then she'll leave the stage.
All right. I think this is where I will use my complication. Because why not? Can you, Mayhem, please roll me a athletics and charisma roll. It's full of twirl.
2 dice. I need to roll lower than a 9. I rolled a. So my room is stuck. I rolled a 7
Okay.
and a 19.
Okay, so 1 success plus a complication means 0 successes. Right. So the performance was going well up until the twirl with the Vegemite. And
I will stipulate it was only the small jar of Vegemite and
only
not
the small
the large
jar
jar of Vegemite.
which, however, is a very old jar of Vegemite. And as you sort of twirl, you evidently crack the jar on something metal, maybe a ring or brass knuckles or those sorts of things, and it shatters the jar. And well, it's very, very, very old Vegemite, so it's kind of well stinky and a little bit liquefied in some bits, except the top bit's really hard and crusty. So you're surprised how much coverage liquid has when it's no longer in a jar. It's like, you spill a thing of milk. It goes fucking everywhere, right? Well, that kind of just happened, but as you were spinning, you just this happened, in the ta-da pirouette bit, just as you're in the wonderful arc to spray this gooified Vegemite excreta.
It's liquid gold, people. Everyone would
How is this one
appreciate
also
it.
somehow still like my story? What is happening?
Over the
You've
entire
infected
crowd.
me again.
And the crowd, who are universally, and that includes the players, you are all universally now covered in
Liquid gold.
very, very rancid, foul-smelling, rotted Vegemite goo.
They love it. It's good for the skin.
Somehow
I don't
my sores have stopped
have
weeping.
skin.
You might
Don't
have to take
anymore.
your skin off and wash it. Like all of it.
Before the smell sinks into the synthetic.
There's kind of like a stunned taking your gasp of air as this happens, and
Can I just point out that was not actually a problem with the performance, but rather a prop failure. So just, can we keep that in mind when we're scoring? Thank you.
well, there's one person who wasn't covered in it, and that's Stingray and yourself. And Stingray is sitting there just like he's got the laughing his ass off, and then of course the entire crowd just starts glaring at him, and he's like, yeah, all right. And he pulls up a bit of paper and with 10 out of 10 on it, and then starts pointing at Beetle and laughing his ass off. Some more. I was like, hey, Torch. Yeah, what's that on your head, mate? He's just losing it. Now, this guy has been pretty stern the entire time, but obviously slapstick appeals. And he's just got up his bit of paper and pass. He thinks this is fucking hilarious. The rest of the crowd, less so. And you're getting the distinct impression that you should not walk alone in this camp ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
Precious
there are
ruse.
furious faces out there. Like arms and legs ripping off fury level of faces.
Mayhem probably hasn't quite clocked that because she's still like, I think she would still be very pleased with the 10. And so might be heading back to the group and just kind of doing, the royal wave. Just around, not really actually making eye contact with anyone.
And finally, Fauna.
Yes.
Yes,
What did I
what do
get?
you roll?
I got a 2.
A 2. Song and dance.
Oh. I mean, I have had Hello My Baby, Hello My Darling going through.
N.E.R.A will just hand over the top hat.
Does the top hat have Vegemite
Just
on
looking
it?
really quickly.
It does now.
Dance.
There's
Hang on,
just a
I'm
clean
getting
spot
a
on
prop really quickly.
N.E.R.A's
It's
just
not
got
a
a
hat,
clean
but it'll
circle
do.
on the top of her head from
Yeah,
where the
I-
Vegemite didn't hit.
I think you really do need to sing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Take it away.
All right, it's an art palette, but it'll do. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Amazing.
Come on, chat. Give it up. Piggles, thank you so much for playing this game.
Can somebody please clip that? Oh my God, I need it. I need it as a GIF as well. Just do all of the things with that.
If I got the words, I could probably do more of the song, but that's all that comes to mind, folks.
The next line is, soon you'll be mine and everything will be fine. There you go. I gave it to you.
Why does it picture like a cockroach singing that for
Yeah.
some reason? What is that?
Spaceballs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's not quite a cockroach, but it's like a fake alien comes out, and the John Hurt character goes, "Oh shit! Oh no, not again!" or whatever the line is.
Whatever it was, yeah.
And then it's a do. That plays around in my head way too much.
Yep. It's one of
Funny
those
enough.
many intrusive thoughts that just crops up in meetings, and I'm like, do not say it with your out loud voice. Do not even look it with your out loud face. Don't do it.
At least it wasn't the song that doesn't end.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't tempt me.
Appreciate it.
Now I have regrets.
Oh,
I wish
you
I'd
should have
sung that one.
Not with the
sometime last
Vegemite,
year.
but now
Whoever.
You could have gotten a whole round singing as well, got audience participation. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Annoying, but great.
I'd still be up there right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, so give us your roll. It is going to be charisma plus what? Speech. For that one? Yeah, that'll do.
I have nothing in speech, so I need to get under 6. That is 1. Oh no, hang on. Oh, that is shit. Sorry, everyone. That is no successes.
No successes.
I'm gonna take an action point to do it again.
That's a very good idea, because otherwise you're going to be the only PC sitting back.
I was going to
camp
say,
while
I
everybody
love
else
that the
goes
Rue is
fights
the
a
one that
monster.
didn't succeed.
I just rolled an 18, so I'm gonna take one more action point. Please. Oh my god, okay. I just rolled 2 18s, everyone.
So,
I have stolen your luck.
I
One of those 18s was mine, and one of my 3s was yours.
the crowd's looking at you going, look, yeah, it's great. We just don't buy the hat. What's with the hat?
It's designed for a primate cranium as opposed to marsupial. Do not blame
It's
Fauna.
true. The ears get in the way.
Okay. Yeah, there's no, there's 4s and 3s and a couple of 1s. Like singing and dancing was great, but the hat ruined it. On top of the Vegemite, like fail, and then Stingray comes out and says, "Yeah, but you're one of us, so we'll pass you anyway. It's all right."
Oh, thanks, mate. Wow, just rotten luck,
Yeah. And look, I think it's probably about time we took a break, eh? So
yeah.
we can recharge our water bottles and various other, because they all are water bottles, right?
And thank you to chat for giving us stretch redemption. So we'll be doing that during our break as well.
Yes.
Oh, did I miss that one? Did I?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm watching it.
That's right. Not so am I normally. But,
That's my secret chat. I'm stretching all the time
Ah.
because I'm old.
Only a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, definitely. We'll get into that one. All right. So we'll see you in, I think the radio packet this time is just on 11 minutes. So we'll see you in about minutes or so.
A black man in the minstrel show was sitting on the end. When a nice black gal in the bay front row, the east of Georgia's Bend, looked up at him with a silly smile. He started singing his end song, forgot most every line. When the manager hurried back in a stage, you'd have to stand to find he lost his job for quite a while, just because he made those go eyes. I thought I'd want a home and a cup to fly. She is the best what is, and I need her in my bed, just because she made those go eyes. It's a minstrel, a man washed up right quick, and he needs to answer the door. He tipped his hat, says, howdy do, I'm with this troop no more. It was for you, I'll pay no fine. There is the one question I would ask. May I call you dear? It cost a lot to gain a rep, but I'll blow the road right here if you'll be mine, if you'll be mine. Just because you made those blue eyes, I thought I'd want a home and a cup to prize. You are the best parties, and I need you in my bed. Just because you made those blue eyes. Next morning when the trooper left town, his honey rode him down. Says he to him, I'll have you pink if you keep on hanging around. What could he do out in the snow? I'll try and send the colors back and try and join the show. What can I do in this strange world? Can't eat without no dough. So listen to my tale of woe. Just because she made those goo-goo eyes, I thought I'd want a home and a cup to fry. She was the best for years, and I could have used her in my bed, just because she made those goo-goo eyes.
I'm Lawson Johns, and that was John Dodds from 1901 with Goo Goo Eyes. You're on Kill FM. Kill FM, sounds of the wasteland. And talking of the wasteland, we have a special guest here in the studio today, Dr. Ichabod Moog. Yes, thank you for that wonderful introduction there, Mr. Johns. My name is Dr. Ichabod Moog, expert on all things from the Exclave, your friends in the Exclave. And today I am here to tell you about DBBS, the absolute scourge of the wasteland right now, created by enemy of the people, Dr. Spoosh. Notice he has not anywhere near as many doctorates as I do. So Dr. Spoosh, criminal that he is, has created this awful, awful pathogen, which infects both intelligent... Thank you, Dr. Moog. Can you tell our listening audience a little bit more about the illness and the pathogen itself? Oh, yes. Well, very good question that you asked there, Mr. Jones. The illness itself is very, very contagious and contractable by all sentient entities. That is biological and artificial entities. I see. Would you be able to let our listeners know more about this despicable Dr. Spoosh? Spoosh is evil, I tell you, and has absolutely nothing to do with the Exclave. So what you should be looking out for is those with drippy noses and sneezing. So, excuse me one moment, I just need to, yes. And should they approach you, well, it is my recommendation and the Exclave's recommendation that you unalive them. So, yes, just one moment. Oh dear. Mr. Jones, would you kindly put the shotgun down? Cut to music, Tyrone. Tyrone, please. Cut to music. Yes, Tyrone, can you bring a bucket into the studio, please, Tyrone, and a mop and a rag. There's a little bit of mess in here, Tyrone. Thank you, Tyrone. Appreciate all you do. Honestly, who would have thought such a small scientist would have been so heavy and difficult to drag out of the studio? Tyrone, don't forget to take the mop and bucket out before you leave today. Thank you, Tyrone. Appreciate your work. Apologies about the technical difficulties we some of these old 78s are a little scratched and might sometimes sound like bodies hitting the ground and similar. It's just a effect of the recording. That was the Eleanor Foxtrot by the Imperial Marimba Band from 1922. Hey, we're back. Apparently, yes. I just saw the things change.
Yay!
Hello. Much stretching was done. Much water was consumed, and happiness ensued across the world and the universe.
I ate a jelly baby.
You
Yay!
IRL
Much Vegemite.
or in game.
IRL jelly baby.
IRL.
Ooh.
Very
Because
nice.
One of the things that Mayhem was very, very, very happy about, I'm not sure if it was Mayhem or Cass or both, that one of the things they found in their scavenging run over the last month was a packet of jelly babies. They found some
Jelly
power
babies.
armor, but that was nowhere near as exciting as the jelly babies.
Nah.
Fragmine
Priorities, right?
jelly
Priorities.
babies.
Yeah, power armor.
All right.
Damn, it doesn't. Jelly babies.
Right, so to bring us back into where we were, the party have just all passed the test. Dun dun dun. In various different ways. But Mayhem is certainly to be chaperoned everywhere because there is an entire community of very large, very angry roos who, if they find Mayhem by herself, will unalive her.
Tiny
Buddy
Tim's not
system.
angry at me, surely. I gave him a
Oh, yeah.
Spoosh is a bit confused because I feel like this outcome was designed for me, but the universe has looked favorably upon me.
Which is why you two shouldn't buddy up together, just in case.
No.
No.
I'll
Not
protect
this
you,
time.
Mayhem, from the social conventions. Trust me, I struggle too.
Posey, can you watch over them, please? Because Kai will go with you and I will feel a lot safer. Amazing.
Yeah, no, Tiny Tim was not thrilled as well because, you know, there's now Vegemite on his favorite posing tank,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a
Slightly
little
cropped
flavor.
top, shows off the abs just a little bit, you know. So it's one of those ones that is specifically designed to look like it, you know, it's not, he didn't choose crop top. It just happens to ride up that way, you know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Crop top life chose him.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think even Tim Tams as a bribe is going to work. So honestly, I think unless one of us knows something or can come up with something to get rid of the smell and the feel of the liquefied Vegemite on the ruse fur, like Maisie just needs to be accompanied everywhere, including the toilet, because there might be someone waiting to rip off said arms.
There
Yeah,
goes my plans of getting into that tank.
It's
Yeah.
the fur. Talking about fur. Hello, my Rastafari cat. He keeps on avoiding me because I need to hit him with the clippers. He's got dreads. The clippers are always at hand.
The claw.
Ready for you, Cadgar.
Ooh.
Wait. Anyway, I digress. So, yes, mayhem needs to be accompanied by people at all times whilst in this community. Oh, as far as Cadgar is concerned, they are Clippers of Doom. As soon as I start him up, he legs it. He's out. I have to actually put him in his harness so I can hold onto the harness so I can get him to shear him. And he looks like he's been shorn a little bit on the back. It's the poor guy's a little bit. Well, I should never be a hairdresser. Just, saying is all I'm saying. Yeah. Right. So the test is done. And Stingray comes over. He's like, well, little fellas, what's your plan? You passed the test. You're accepted by mostly. Just looking at mayhem, mostly.
Fair.
Yeah, they're not fucking happy, mate. He's still.
I know. If we think of something to get it off the fur, we'll let you guys know. But otherwise, we're just going to keep an eye on her, not let her out of our sight.
It's going to smell like shit around this place for a good long time.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, mate, they're not fucking.
What about bathing in Nuka-Cola? That has properties that can eat away at things. Maybe that could work.
What?
Nuka-Cola.
Yeah,
You stick meat in Nuka-Cola and it disintegrates.
Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Nuka what?
Nuka-Cola.
Yeah, what's that?
It's a drink.
All right. Nah, not from now.
I don't think you should nuke a cola. We nuked a world and it didn't go well. Nuking a cola would probably go terribly specifically.
I've got no idea what you're talking about either. But no.
That's normal though.
If it's a drink, it's like okay, not from down where we're from. And
okay.
Beer, so yeah.
Interesting.
You got one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right. What do you want for it?
What you got?
Got about 20 angry roos covered in Vegemite.
Well, that's not worth anything to me.
Yeah, I know, but consider where you are.
You let me know if you've got something of value.
Yeah, like I said. So, what's next? You accepted in. So, what do you want to do now? You obviously came here for a reason. So,
yeah, we were actually hoping to do a bit of, if the place was empty, we were going to come in and have a bit of a wander around to see what we can find. But since there's people here, potentially trade. See, we've got to get old mate here, and Fauna points to Cai. We've got to get into somewhere south called the Cai. What is it again? Mountain of Doom. He's got to fulfill a quest, and he gets a little murdery if we don't. So, basically, we kind of need something that's going to give us a lot of explosions. But not here. Not here. Going to be a bit further away from here when we do that. Because, that wouldn't be kosher. But yeah, just that's basically what we want. After a bit of trade at the moment.
If you want to get a little bit murdery, your friend's disposition in the community might be, let's just say, a lot more, upright and in good standing. If on the other side of the fence, like we fenced it off, but on the other side of the fence is where some other people were living. Like there's a big ass gun there, and we fenced off to there. But if you keep on going on the road, there's like a bit of a minefield up there. Well, it looked like an old kiddie's playground or something. And there's some something buildings and shit that's all fall down. But yeah, we lost a good few folk because up towards the end there's a couple of really nasty robots. It looked like they got some, like they're on wheels or cracks or something. And they got like brains in jars on their heads, and spit out some smoke and shit, and then just kicked the shit out of us when we went up that way. And they got like a
Sorry, is this something that sounds familiar to any of us? Like even Cai, as to what those are?
Kai's just like. Yeah, don't know.
Okay.
Maybe when I see him, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, got to remember though, there was a lot of once I downloaded myself out of the main system. Once I cloned myself and put myself in this body, I no longer really had access to all of the defense systems. So it's possible that it was some later thing, but yeah, it could be. There was a whole bunch of different defense bots and sentry robots and experimental, half biological, half mechanical robots out there, of which looks over at N.E.R.A. is a result of that commercial result of that. Most bots have some kind of biological component to them in now anyway. Gel nerve systems and stuff like that. So yeah, could be anything really. Brain in a jar. Yeah, there's probably about 5 different models that had that. There's what Robo Brains was one they were called, and Brain Bots was another one, and then Big Brain Bots, and then Walker Brain Bots, and Wombats. Yeah, there was the Wombats that had the wombat brain in them. That was not such a good idea.
I hope if my physical body ever dies that everyone puts my brain in a bot so I can continue to help the wasteland.
Noted. And he just sort of light flicking his eyes for a second, like you're not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But you feel like Kai's kind of measuring the size of your head right now.
Technology hasn't advanced to the point it contained my brain.
And you just see the schnicky snack finger blade thing sort of flick out a bit. And if Kai could have a quizzical, sort of problem-solving face of, how would that work? That's what he would have right now. But since he's got a doll's face stuck on his head with a fedora, it kind of just still looks quite creepy. But you kind of got to know Kai's mannerisms a little bit now. Where the rest of the mechanical body language sort of suggests that sizing you up, figuring out where to lop your head off to get to the brain to put it in the brain bot. But yeah, so Kai continues so it could be one of several models. And Stingray's like, yeah, well, if you could clear them out, then you could gain access to the vault down there. Because they're patrolling and protecting the vault. And it's really fucking annoying because at night, the lights come on and like searchlights, and no one can get to sleep properly. Because the lights are always going off. You know,
downside of living so close to people, like just so many
really,
lights.
They're not exactly people. They're, you know, some kind of murder bot things.
Yeah, might be people inside. Do you think?
I don't know.
Fair.
The only thing we ever saw on it, and he sort of looks over this. Hey, Beetle, can you go down to the office and get that notebook that we wrote on, you know, when we were down there that first time when, you know, we lost Sammy and the rest. And Beetle's like, yeah, all right. Comes back a few minutes later, and Beetle has it had Vio San. That's its name, Vio San, written across the top of the thing. Veosan. Viosan.
Is this ringing
So
any bells at all for N.E.R.A?
N.E.R.A and Spoosh and Cai can make rolls on what can you make them on? Intelligence plus intelligence plus what?
More intelligence.
No. Let's say science. Intelligence plus science.
Hell yeah. I mean, I've got a 13 for this. I'm in with a good chance.
I got a 10 and I got a 7 and a 2. So 2 successes.
Okay, cool.
I got a 6 and an 11, so 1 success.
Okay. So if you had decided that you were helping N.E.R.A, then you could add your success to N.E.R.A's success to make it 3 successes.
Can I post roll choose to help N.E.R.A?
Yes, you can put that together and help.
You there, my small marsupial robot
That is
friend.
reminding you that mechanic exists.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I absolutely. This is a team effort. Spoosh is all about teams.
Yeah.
Or underlings.
So yes, with a little bit of prompting from Spoosh, you remember something about a military ordnance vault. So the Vault Explosive Ordnance Storage, Army, Air Force, Navy. VOSAN. Vault Explosive Ordnance Storage, Army, Air Force, Navy. So yes, it's a place where bombs were kept.
I'll just look at everybody and go.
And we all very pointedly look at Maise and be like, that's like Christmas time.
The cornucopia of joy.
Yay!
So yeah, Stingray is like, if you could deal with that, then the community's of course going to be less murdery on account of the fermented Vegemite juice all through their fur, and it means we can expand our community out, get some more ground, and maybe build up some of those buildings again. You know, bring more of the people over. You know, stuff like that. So, and also switch off those fucking lights.
I can see that would be terrible.
So, yeah. Up to you, really. You know, we're not gonna.
Oh, I think everyone, out of the goodness of our collective hearts, we should absolutely go and solve this problem for these people.
100%. Kai, especially because this is part of your epic quest to fulfill your destiny.
See just the hint of red through the doll's face.
We promise this is getting you towards your goal. We are being serious.
You know, kind of stretching the hand so the blades come out, you know, and that still freaks you out when you see that. Just how
Yeah,
quickly
N.E.R.A is one thing. Kai is a completely different thing altogether.
these blades flick out, and it's like, yeah.
N.E.R.A is simultaneously woo and also woo.
Yeah.
How do I get me some of those?
It's just, are you attracted to the stabby things, or is N.E.R.A attracted to just Kai?
Yeah. N.E.R.A is the kombucha woman right now.
I see. Shoving the implement in my arm was some form of robotic flirting.
My character has devolved to this.
I appreciate it, N.E.R.A, but I have to say I'm truly married to my work.
Just shove a toffee apple in your face.
You're too good for him, N.E.R.A, don't worry.
All those doctorates, and he still couldn't get a doctorate in love.
Oh, that's the name.
I have a theoretical degree in love.
Of his VCR release.
I have a secret like sub fan fiction writing Doctor in Love.
You know, the special
And
edition that is coming up was almost going to be titled The Love Vault.
Oh God.
Each episode of The Love Doctor that Spoosh writes is depending on who we're speaking to. Like the first one when we dealt with those Navy guys is all just a bunch of rapscallions and rogues, and I was a sea captain looking for love.
I think N.E.R.A just threw up in her mouth a little bit.
Just threw up some circuits. Like,
whilst we have totally destroyed the fourth wall entirely.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, chat. We have a Riddick on screen. Hello, Riddick. We have now cast all of the members and the GM for the special edition, which will be on the 17th of May. So that episode will have all of us in chat, and there will be Matt Briefcase Brown GMing with G of D, D20, Emily, and Pixel they DM being the players, and they will be playing the people who lived in the vault and escaped from the vault that was featured in episode 1, and they will tell us what it is.
The ones that got away.
What it is, because I have no idea. So I've delegated its identity to another crew entirely. So it should be
outsourced the central premise of the game to another group. Well done, sir. Well done.
I know. Lazy DM.
This is next level lazy though. I'm kind of in awe of it. Also, the amount of work you had to do in order to be this lazy is pretty significant.
I know. Like hey, can you join? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna laze hard, right? So yes, that will be happening on the 17th of May. And oh God, why did I do this to myself? But I did. So it should be fun.
Shenanigans.
And then we have something like 2 months to then for me to figure out how to integrate all of that into the story.
Yep.
Which will be fun. But anyway, back to the main story. Our little exposition interval is over. At least it better be. So, there you have it. Stingray's still standing with his, hands on his hips. And yeah, you agree to terms? Yeah, you're gonna do that for us?
Do we get to pick what we want from the spoils?
Well, yeah, well, you're the ones going in there, risking life and limb. So
we're clearing
yeah,
out
that's fair.
the nuisance for you. Clearing out the nuisance, making sure the lights don't come back on, which annoys you. So realistically, the stuff in the vault we get.
You get the
ours.
stuff, and when you leave, we move in. Yeah. Sounds fair.
With an open door policy for us, should we like to come and visit you again.
We'll keep
I
the
think
Vegemite cans.
Amnesty for her.
Yeah. Even better if you can, find a couple of cans of Brute 33, on your travels. But
you could just have a bath.
Hang on. Whoa,
Kangaroos swim.
Yeah.
No, we swim. It's fine.
Wait,
We're perfectly capable of swimming, but we do it in our own time.
But I mean,
that bath, them's fighting words, mate.
These are what is known as soap dodgers.
Before the bombs fell, many kangaroos were considered ambush predators, and they would often seek water, and they would just wait in there and try and lure you in. So, in fact, they bathe more than probably anyone else. But with malicious intent. It's malicious bathing.
That's back when they were known as kangaroos, right? R-U-S-E.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying. I'm assuming that like the malice has remained, but the intent behind the bathing has been replaced.
Yeah. So, Fauna, do you want to sing that song again, or what?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
So, yeah.
Why'd you put it back in my head?
I did nothing.
Yeah, confuse me, honey, you lose me. Okay, no, back on task.
Entertainment is the task. Right, so, yes. Stingray is happy with that. That's the deal. So he spits in his hand, puts his hand out, sort of vaguely in the direction of Fauna.
She does the same.
Yep. All right. So, all right, deal struck. Thinking you might want to camp out by the gun, just for tonight, before you go in. Yeah, because the rest of them, they're still kind of dirty, both figuratively and metaphorically.
We're gonna feed before we go. Fauna's just like, yeah, it's fine. Hey, we're gonna do a massive clear out. You could give us a feed. Like, it's only fair. We can eat separate, so we don't inflict Maisie on anyone. But sorry, Maisie. But it's also for your safety too, to be fair. But you can give us a feed.
Yeah. Well, what did that lot eat?
Well, N.E.R.A and Cai and Posey eat power, so if we can plug them in somewhere, that'd be awesome. And then the rest is, normal food.
Well, there's the gun and the gun crew. They have Jenny down there.
There you go.
So yeah, you can plug in there. That's all right. They weren't at the show, so they're not going to be dirty at you.
Less dirty.
Yeah, actually, they'll probably think it was fucking funny anyway. Yes, and the other one?
Just normal roof food. That'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure we can dig something up.
Like, you could get grass, you could get vegetables, you could get meat. Who knows, everyone?
Yeah.
Preferably not grass.
Licorice, all sorts.
Oh, heck
You
yeah.
never know.
Yeah, all right. Well, look, why
The
don't you
only
guys,
thing that's going to survive the apocalypse is licorice, all sorts.
you know,
hmm
Don't
And
matter.
those like hard candy.
Oh, the ones that nanas have in their purses? Yes.
The ones that are wrapped up, they look like strawberries.
oh,
That's
Withers
fine.
toffees, Werther's toffees.
Yeah.
No. These are nana lollies. They look like a strawberry.
Hmm.
Where there's a grandpa lollies, these are nana
Oh, yeah.
lollies.
Okay. Yeah. And they're both cracked teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, you go settle yourself in, and I'll come back down a bit later with some grub.
Sounds great.
Time passes. You settle in. Pitch some tents and what have you. By the way, you have an enormous amount of food in
Yeah.
your stash.
Yeah.
But why
Yeah.
dig into it
That's
if we
for
don't have
later.
to?
Yeah.
This is why we have an
Exactly.
enormous amount of food. We take advantage of our natural resources around us.
Yes, we
Also-
know we have food in the fridge, but we want McDonald's.
That's right.
It's
Fauna
we've opened
hasn't
the
had
backpack.
home cooked roux food for a long time, so she's like, I don't care about the rest of you. I want roux food.
We've opened the
Hashtag
backpack and
not
looked in and gone,
sponsored by
there's no
McDonald's."
food here. It's just ingredients. Nah. Done.
Food tastes better when it's cooked for you.
Yeah.
All right. So, yes, Stingray rocks up with Beetle in tow, and they got, a couple of trays. Beetle's looking at you, just fucking impressed. Sort of shoves the tray in your direction, and then stomps off. Beetle smells right. I mean, really rank. You can smell Beetle from fucking 10 meters away, kind of thing.
N.E.R.A just switches off her olfactory. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
done.
And does Beetle just hear like the people in the gun turret just piss themselves laughing as he walks away?
Yeah. With hey, Beetle. You what? Smell you later, right? Beetle going, I'm gonna fucking kill you, mate. And he howls of laughter.
Not before I smell ya.
So pull the tea towels off the tray. The obligatory 1980s Kendone commemorative tea towels. The good tea towels.
The good
that,
ones, yeah.
Yeah, that Mum put away in the cupboard because she couldn't use the Kendones for wiping up the dishes. They're the good tea towels. They're the ones you pull out when Nana comes around. To impress her, because Nana got them as a gift. Those ones specifically, right? So honored guests, sort of still, because the good tea towels have come out to cover the food. And you can pull them over, and there's a selection of scones, otherwise known in Chris vernacular as little nuggets of hate. So if you've ever had a scone or a scone, if you're a fucking peasant,
I'm a peasant, thank you very much.
Yeah,
It is, in
same.
fact, scone.
yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up
It
peasant,
is
but
gone.
then I got fucking educated, so shut the fuck up.
What's the American
Shan't.
version of saying it? Scone.
Or biscuit.
Yeah,
That's sometimes.
So a little nugget of hate was these things made by my gran. It is an attempt at a scone, but the water ratio is a little bit less than it should be, like by about 80%, and the baking time is about 300% more than it should be. So you get these things that are about that big, and well, they are as described on the tin. They are little nuggets of hate.
So we
You
get
needed
the
my
good
manners
tea
scones.
towels,
Those were gates.
Yeah.
but we get the crap food.
Terrible scones.
Sending us mixed signals here.
It's lavender spread, you know. These things last for fucking ever. They never go off. Why? Because there's no nutritional value in there.
And also no one wants to eat them.
And they double as cannonballs in small cannons.
It's dwarf bread. You've given us dwarf bread from Discworld.
No, I've given you the recipe for my grand's scones.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, your grandmade dwarf bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little nuggets
I'm
of
going to
hate.
save them and put them in my pocket because
Thank
I
you,
would like to
Gran.
pick them at someone.
We
Yeah.
could probably use them to offset some of those mines if we needed to explode some, I reckon.
Sort of
Throw out
thinking.
scones into the minefield.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll lob them out. It'll be
don't
fine.
say I don't give you anything, you know? They
Let's
could
skip
be
them.
used as sling bullets.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, they're about that big, you know? Like slightly less than a cricket ball.
Yeah,
For
if you hit
anyone
someone,
who
you're going
doesn't
to do
know
some
what
damage.
cricket is in the audience, that's what Google is for. You know? But yeah, about slightly smaller than a cricket ball sized, down to about golf ball sized. You know, selection of them. So yeah, got, let's say, probably about 15, 20 little nuggets of hate. Yeah, you want to put them on your sheet somewhere. 15 to 20 little nuggets of hate. They are not scones.
My notes currently say scones / nuggets of hate / dwarf bread.
Nice. Cover all the bases.
Yeah, and this way I'll remember exactly what it is next time.
Yeah. And there's some jam. You know, there's some salad.
Don't make French a salad.
There's some oats. Just rolled oats. You know, dry as they come out the packet. The only way you should eat oats.
Fauna agrees.
Porridge. Turning them into porridge. What's wrong with you? Fucking Philistines. Porridge is not food. Rolled oats. Stuff them in your face. Munch, 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 crunch, crunch, crunch. It's all good. So yeah, that's what you got. And some of it's edible, and it's all raw food.
Fauna's very
Oh,
happy.
N.E.R.A's just going to plug in to the generator and power down, and then power back up and go. Oh, are we good?
Yeah, go charge up. We're fine.
Okay.
The team on the gun are, you know, they wake you up every now and then just because, like, they're on a rotation. So, and it's essentially like World War II relic Bofors gun that they brought back to service. So, you know, one of those things that was like cannons that you see in Centennial Parks all around the country. So it was one of those. So they've just brought it back to service. Somehow they've found some ammunition for it or what have you. But yeah, it's now a functioning Bofors gun. So they have an anti-aircraft emplacement, which is one of the reasons why the Exclave tend to leave them alone. Because they have an 88mm anti-aircraft gun. And seem to be quite happy to use it.
It's always the way with the Wasteland. The thing they think that's protecting them is what's stopping them from true salvation.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask for more information on that one, Spoosh. I've got no idea where you're going with that.
I mean, that's why they're keeping the Exclave away. You know, if the Exclave came here, the Exclave could actually help them. That's what the Exclave do, right? Everything else is just propaganda.
Right, you know, for the last 3 months, the Exclave have been hunting you, yeah?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
because I've been out of uniform and I defaced a Pip-Boy. It's like, I mean, once those are fixed and I'm back up to regulation, I mean, everything will be fine.
Sorry, who defaced the Pip-Boy?
The apple. I was just a witness.
I deny all accusations.
All right, now I want to see how this theory plays out, because can someone like read off what's on the clothing list of the things that you scavenged?
Hang on, I got the
in
list.
the middle. You might see that one exclave captain's uniform
Mm-hmm.
was in there, and
Scribe armor.
scribe armor. Yeah,
Mhm.
Incomplete
Yeah, but that's
floral
one-
bib.
None of us are wearing these because none of us have formally attained that rank. I mean, I thought everyone else had a healthy respect for the chain of command as well.
Have you met us?
There's also red speedos.
yeah. There is a pair of red speedos. In
I
there,
know.
yeah.
I've got those ready in case I need to swim really fast. I'm in
There are
my
no budgies to be smuggled, but you are ready if
yeah.
the
I'm
need
in my
should
peacetime
arise.
outfit right now. Like, you know, if the need, like, you know, I've got my 2 laser pistols, which, you know, surely they'll appreciate why I defaced those of enlightenment and facts. I've got those 2 there. And if I need to put the power armor on, I can try and stretch the gold over them and put my Louboutins down. But right now, like, you know, I'm in social armor. I'm here representing a extremely fashionable face for the exclave.
I hear speedos go faster if you put a stripe on them.
I know, but that like the way that people fire nowadays, they'll see a stripe and they might target like an area. I don't have the privilege of being like N.E.R.A and having like redundancy circuits and stuff. Every part of me is vital.
Until technology advances that we can put your brain
Exactly,
in a
until
robot,
I can
yes.
finally get my brain in a bot, and then I can get like. Do you know like how much time instead of I spent saving the wasteland I spend on the bathroom, especially with our diet? It's terrible.
Or sleep when we
Yeah,
get it.
I wouldn't have gotten weeping sores if I was a brain bot. I would have gotten the
You-
terrible diseases before, but that's an outlier.
You did make a, crossroad people robotics
Mm.
disease,
Yeah,
so
but-
that's no longer the case anymore. You would still get something.
Yeah, see, but I created it so I could figure out how to cure it. Like, you can't cure robot diseases if there are none.
Oh god.
And the question on everyone's lips is, and have you cured it as yet?
I mean, there's no traces around, so circumstantial evidence suggests yes.
That sounds
In
like lazy
this
science to me.
Distinct area that you are currently inhabiting, there is none, and therefore all evidence suggests that you have in fact cured it. But just
Yeah.
here,
I have a hypothesis that it doesn't exist anymore, and I am having no contravening facts emerge yet.
And now there's another
Yeah.
infectious diseases doctorate going on the list.
Yeah.
Until
It's
evidence
strong-
otherwise,
strongly-
I cured it.
It's strongly
does.
suspecting that Spoosh just has ADHD.
yeah.
I mean, if we found enough mentats, we could very, very quickly try and confirm whether that's the case or not. But we don't have enough for me to be like, I have some, but not enough for me to be willing to get hooked.
Yeah, I
Imagine-
think I've
imagine
only got
Spoosh
1 or 2.
Like addicted to mentats as opposed to Spoosh normally.
Please.
No.
God.
Like, imagine Spoosh takes mentats and just becomes a functioning member of society.
Not sure anyone of us could handle that.
So,
We're too used to Spoosh as he is.
Including
to
society.
bring us back to the point of the role playing, as it were. Night passes. It's the next morning, and you are able to jump over the fence that was constructed. And what you see, of course, is what you can see on the map there, which is the which is a couple of broken down buildings, and they're not in huge disrepair, but clearly they've been hit with some kind of military hardware at some point in their life. So you can see blast marks and what have you. You can see across what appears to be a vacant lot, as it were. So we've got those the sort of the top and bottom, top, middle, and bottom paddocks, as it were, which the roads go around. So bottom one is clear. There's no buildings, anything in that. It's just grass. And you can see a little sign with a triangle on it, and nothing much else. Over that and beyond that, you can see what looks to be children's playground. It's got one of those climbing ants on, and if you're of a certain generation like I am, you would have, as a kid, climbed up on those ants. And if you grew up in Western Australia like I did, those ants would be out in the hot summer sun, and they're made out of steel, plate steel, and you'd be challenged to run up and sit on the ant's head, on its eyeballs, because that's where there was the top of the playground for ants. Yeah, thank you. And you'd burn all your bum because it was very hot. Anyway, they were all removed in the 1990s as being a health hazard to children. But this is why I drew one in this park, in this playground for children, because I might have deep-seated traumatic memories about said playground ants and burning bits of anatomy. I just said that on the internet. Yay! Hello, people. Welcome to Chris's Trauma.
Can't tell what time of night it is to devolve into that.
There's a playground ant. It's like a climbing tool and child torture device. And a I forgot what those fucking things are called. Where you get one kid on one end and one kid on the other end.
Seesaw?
Seesaw, otherwise known as launch your kid into space. Those things, yeah. Yeah, like I said, childhood trauma, right? So anyway, there's a couple of those. There's a seesaw and a torture ant. And you can then see across the top, like, now you're looking at about 100 meters or so, 80 to 100 meters, what appears to be some kind of military pillbox installation. And you can also see across the middle bit, across some of the broken ground, what appears to be a robot, possibly 3 robots, sort of patrolling back and forth. One has tracks and it's got this dome on it on the top, and these sort of like expandable accordion style arms, sort of like flailing about a bit as it moves. It's painted green, and you can see round its neck because it glints in the sun, and Cai and N.E.R.A both have very good vision, so they can focus on it and see that it's got like a key card around its neck. And there's a similar sort of one that's like on tracks, and it's a lot more squat, and it's got these doesn't have the same clear brain box thing. It looks like it's got a helmet of some variety, and it looks like its arms are like big tubes that look like chain guns or some kind of Gatling cannon or something that's there. And there's a third one, and it's like walking around, but it's also got like a clear spot for a brain in it, and it's carrying some kind of weapon. And the 3 of them are kind of like stomping around doing their thing. You can also see what appears to be bodies of dead robots, little ones, and they're kind of silver and they've got a little red star on them. and there'd be about, you reckon they're kind of maybe 2-3 feet tall, and with little legs and what appears to be one little kind of visory thing going around, and there's a whole bunch of them smashed up.
Would
Do
N.E.R.A
we
know
mean
what
like
those are?
destroyed?
Oh, sorry.
That's right. I was just going to ask if it was like destroyed, smashed up, or scavenged for parts, smashed up.
Destroyed, smashed up in a sort of
Thank you.
circle around the front of the vault area. Like you can see the vault entrance, and
Okay.
what is next to it is clearly a watchtower with searchlights on the top, automated searchlights.
Okay,
And
thanks.
there appears to be like a door or something for the robots to go in on the side of the searchlight towery bit from where you are. All right, so you can see all this. So you would imagine that's where they go in to recharge. Through the door on the side that you can see. Which is like an auto close door. Like trap door kind of thing. And there's like, if you sit and watch and spend a bit of time watching, you'll notice that they tend to have this rotation, and one will go in, spend half an hour in there, and then come out, and they'll stay out altogether for about an hour, and then didn't turn my mic off, but he got close. Which is what he does quite often, actually. And then, so that they've got, you can pattern down their rotation, which is usually only out for about half an hour, and they're doing this in 3-hour rotations.
Right. Okay.
So the downtime of there only being 2 of them out there is only half an hour at any one point. So it's not like one goes in, comes out, another one goes in, comes out. That they're not doing that. They're mixing it up.
Yep.
And they're staggering the time so it doesn't seem to be predictable.
Okay.
So they seem to be maintaining maximum power at any time. So they're not draining down and then coming in. They're probably at 98% power at any one time at their lowest point.
Okay.
The rotation, the calculations you do. So you have seen one of this type before, and so has Cai.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you go Sentry Bot, which is the big one with the
Gatling. Yeah.
cannons. Yeah. The other 2 you haven't seen before and are not in your records, so you don't know, but you know that one. Fairly well known, within military circles, was deployed just before the bombs hit. A couple of months beforehand. So you don't know about the other 2. You haven't really seen them, but the Sentry Bot you know about. Very,
cool.
very, very dangerous, in your opinion. So that's your reconnoiter, if it were.
I'll confer that to the rest of the group and just go.
So, based on what N.E.R.A and Cai know, are there any weak spots of the Sentry Bot that they are aware of?
You don't know. And Cai doesn't know either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a bit of fun trial and error.
I mean, it's a robot still though, so it's going to be getting its like target program, like it's firing on parameters from somewhere. Maybe we can find a way of like, if it's going to recharge eventually, right? Surely, like when it recharges, and if it's not recharging, then it's got a power source from somewhere.
And how do we get power cut off to the room?
Yeah, we've just had Nethys drop out. So, but we've Shoal. She just saying she lost internet connection there for a bit.
N.E.R.A has powered down.
But we shall proceed. Just to answer question, they're actually, you tell from what Cai and N.E.R.A saying their observations of what was going on. You could tell, like N.E.R.A was about to tell you that yes, it seems that they're doing a charging pattern that would make sense. So yes, you can assume that you know that because that's exactly what I was about to tell you before she very rudely dropped out naughty internet. I'll head to N.E.R.A to do her thing.
Yeah, so I'll confer to you. They're on a charging cycle. They look like they're going around. They're like always powered, which is precisely how an installation like this should do it. You never let your assets wear down. That one, and she'll point to the sentry bot, Gatling guns, like very high armor. I think we can't go in with all guns blazing. I think we've got to be careful and strategic about this.
I think we need to stop them from charging.
Yeah.
If we can
agree.
stop them from charging and kind of wait it out a little.
Or
potentially.
have some actions to help drain their power so we don't have to wait as long. That could work as well. Can we scout around the facility a little bit, like out of range and out of sight, to see what we can see in terms of power?
Yes.
I imagine
yes,
they have
course.
their own internal source, but just if there's an alternate way in, whether we go up or around or under or whatever it happens to be.
Yep. Well, you've got the the map there that you can see if you're looking at the stream or what have you. So just sort of tell me where you want to scout around, as it were.
I think N.E.R.A is looking at because the watchtower's connected to their charge station, correct?
Yes, you would imagine that. Well, they are hopping into, like, if you look at the map, you'll see that there's like a window drawn on it, and that there's a little hatchy thing down the bottom. So that is like a door that they seem to be going into for about half an hour, and then coming out.
Okay.
How
So
tall is the building? Sorry.
It's a 2-story watchtower.
Thank you. And so the windows will be on the first floor.
Yep.
Like the second story. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Yep. And there appear to be 6 to 8 spotlights that are on the roof. And as you sort of get different vantage points, I'm assuming this is going to take a day or two for you to do it, to stay out of range, and attempt to stay out of sight. And I will get you all to make stealth rolls in a bit, but we'll get all the descriptive stuff out, and that's just for me to know whether you do stay out of sight or not, or whether they clock you. They seem to have a random patrol pattern, so you can't figure that out. Again, they're never within more than about 15 meters of each other. They don't ever get closer than that. So you can tell it's a concentrated fire capability without them clumping up and being able to hit with, burst damage, AoE damage. So they are doing this in very tight military style. And Cai confirms this is doctrine for robotic assets. So they will just be mixing up this pattern endlessly forever until otherwise, determined.
Okay.
Cai doesn't know what the other little silver robots were, but says, but it's got the People's Republic star on it. So, and this is a old.
Would N.E.R.A have seen them?
No, you've never seen them.
Not even wandering around.
Not even wandering around.
Yeah.
There's obviously some sort of tethered network because they're not firing on each other, so there's some way of them differentiating.
What if we snuck into the watchtower and looked for some sort of way to stop the doors for the charging spot to open, and then quite literally ran interference so that they had to chase and wear down their battery?
Yeah,
I agree with that. I have an idea as well that sort of matches with that. Then I don't mean this to be a personal question, so please feel free not to answer it, N.E.R.A, but how much of your battery charge does your auditory function actually take? Is it a case of the more noise, the more battery it takes, the louder the noise, the more battery? How?
Wow, you're just asking a girl how much battery she uses for certain things. Wow.
I mean, I'm assuming I'm probably a pretty big drain on it, so I feel like I kind of have some sort of...
I think that's the first shred of self-awareness you've displayed. Well done.
False. I have many doctorates and I have many, many, many self-published books. I am extremely aware of myself.
They're still only self-published, my dear. They're not real
many
books.
Good publishers nowadays. But anyway, yes.
So, sorry, Melissa is trying to understand the question. You want to know how much sensory input and processing takes?
Yeah, the idea I have is what if we fed the Pip-Boy Screech directly into them? How much would it continue to drain their battery having continual Pip-Boy Screech?
I think it'd be very distracting and we'd probably be able to sneak in a little bit better.
So, if there's something up there that we can maybe put the Pip-Boy into and see how we go.
Hang on. We've got a fair chunk of different bits and bobs in the scabby list. Give me a moment, because all we really need to do if you want it to be super distracting is amplify the sound a little bit. And so you just need a really basic megaphone thing, and metal will do that to a point.
We're just going to make a gramophone out of junk and attach it to the Pip-Boy. Is that what you're thinking?
I mean,
We do have a
more or
portable wind-up
less.
radio.
We do.
Yeah, that's true. We do too. But yeah, we've also got
Mr. Fluffy.
I was just looking at the chime. We've got a Mr. Fluffy wind chime that, and I quote, it makes a horrible clattering noise.
Say its full name. Come on.
Mr.
Fluffy, the sleepy time goat child.
Don't let
A lot of creative energy went into creating the Mr. Fluffy Sleepy Time Goat.
Yep.
You might notice there's, a Mr. Sleepy Time Goat line now.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely noticed that.
Was it the Miss Handy Dandy?
Yeah, a Miss Sturdy, the Handy Dandy Goat Deluxe Toolkit for children. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking I think for product and when world domination of this stream happens, and we go global.
Sure.
so that we can have the,
Sure.
Mr. Sleepy Time, Mr. Fluffy the Sleepy Time goat onesies in reality, I'm thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can we though?
Yeah, I think we can.
And plushies?
Yeah,
Well,
Hmm.
plushies goes without saying, you got to have the
always.
Mr. Fluffy the Sleepy Time
Please
goat
don't give
plushie.
him any more ideas. Please don't.
and in Squishmallow format as well, please.
Yes.
yeah.
Like the big
Um,
ones.
Yes, the obnoxiously giant ones. I like that idea.
Well, Fallout Australia, it fell out back Enterprises, Price Limited, global, shall be concentrating on the, Mr. Fluffy, the Sleepy Time goat onesies for starters, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So things with some of the armor ideas that we're looking at to use it as if the radio thing doesn't work, or maybe even to add to the radio, like we've got things like, sturdy combat armor's right leg, but also like the toxic plate robot armor, which I think N.E.R.A said she wasn't wearing because she didn't have a mod for it.
We also
Doesn't
have an
have the skill.
Assaultron head, folks.
Yeah, you get an Assaultron head. And you've got a weaponized recorder.
I
Yeah.
wonder also, this is more just a long-term goal, but if there's a way of us potentially cloning, or if you want to do something you're interested in, implanting N.E.R.A's personality into a sentry belt body, and we had that driving around too. Or 4.
Do we want to give her that much power?
I'd be curious to see what would happen.
Yeah, loophole.
Me
I
too,
hadn't
actually.
thought of that. All I'd thought of is you might like Zaphod Beeblebrox, the Assaultron head onto N.E.R.A.
Or N.E.R.A
why not
can
do
just be
both?
Jiminy Cricket for a sentry bot. You should kill all of the things.
Oh, that's just standard practice for sentry bots, isn't it?
And then, if we get access to the charging station as well, we can see if we can maybe create some sort of portable charging station for inevitably when the exclave turn up and we all have power armor and
Or we can
sentence.
get access to the power station, or we can reverse the polarity of the blah, 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 and instead of charging them, we drain their
We zap 'em?
batteries. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm getting Doctor Who now. It's happening. N.E.R.A is part-time Lord now. It's happening.
It's Spoosh. Sorry, I didn't realize you were asking a question.
Pull out a sonic screwdriver. How about you?
It's a multi-tool, and I keep it in my arm.
I have another question actually about the tower, just in terms of sneaking in. Can Cai or Posey or N.E.R.A tell us if the windows up on the second floor are openable or if they are fixed pane, please?
They are black glass.
Yeah.
So fixed pane.
Fixed pane, black glass. Probably ballistic glass.
Mm-hmm.
That so that you cannot see what is going on, and by on the inside, and by the look of them, they kind of go like Cylon eyes all the way around. But first edition Cylons goes the real Cylons.
Lucky we have 20 nuggies of hate for window smashing.
Well, also, the windows are only as good as the join that they're connected to. So depending on if they're built into concrete or brick, or what was the watchtower made out of again?
Some kind of concrete. Yeah.
Some kind of concrete. Okay. So we're going to need to get a little bit closer to see if we can just potentially break around the area, or maybe even get up through the roof.
Yeah. Because
if it's a typical Australian, it might just be corrugated roof, and we might just be able to cut through that if we can get up there.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
The basic problem you have with approaching the watchtower and any of this is the vault is down a ramp into the ground.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
watchtower is by itself in a cleared field of fire.
Mm.
All around it is flat, fallow ground. There is nothing but the watchtower standing up. The next nearest thing is the ruined building on the other side of the road. So, and that's just a standard suburban side road. So that's the ruined buildings offer some cover, but everything kind of north and west and east, that's all open. So if you approach from any of those directions, you are dead.
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
roll. You are going to be gunned down by several
Yeah.
robots. All right,
No,
just
that's fine.
putting
So from
that
the south,
straight
it
out
is.
there, straight away. The only possible avenue of approach that you have is through the ruined buildings.
No, that's fine. I think that's where I was thinking of that we approach anyway, because I don't like going places without cover, because I play too many sneaky characters in games.
The idea was raised earlier, like, but I feel like I'd be remiss not pointing this out. The seesaws launching children into the sky. We do have an entire population of extremely verticularly momentous marsupials that if we constructed a big enough seesaw and got the arc correct in power armor, they could launch one of us up across the sentry bots into the ruins.
Okay, I like this idea because of the chaos. So, serious question: how high and far does Kai think he could jump? With some help of
Well,
propulsive.
if we figured out the average weight of a row of unusual size of those around here, got them to all like leap upon one point, like as a point as we could, like with a big enough fulcrum, they could launch us all there, and statistically, some of us might make it.
Oh, no, I'm pretty certain all of us would make it. Just what condition we would be in when we landed is an entirely different matter altogether.
That's a good point.
We'd all make it somewhere.
It's not the
Fast.
falling that hurts you, it's the sudden stop
No.
at the end. And I really, really hate to be that guy. The voice of fucking reason in this party. Like, my God. The robots will shoot you before you get to the seesaw. So
No. I'm saying we construct another seesaw, not that seesaw. No.
Bigger seesaw.
Yeah, I don't think that seesaw is big
Bigger
enough to have all
seesaw.
the kangaroos and like to launch. But like,
Why don't we
have
just build a trebuchet?
Yeah, we have a power. We have raw resources. We have a population of people who can jump hard and have pouches, not marsupials. And I have a power armor frame, which could theoretically help me survive. And we have me, and we have the power of Pythagoras' theorem.
Oh, I do like how it's theoretically help you survive. Just
Well, I'm happy to volunteer for the launching measure, and then we have a team of the 3 best companions I can think of for the rescue mission.
We also have an electrified anti-robot spear, folks.
Oh, I wonder how you got that.
You're welcome somehow.
How fortuitous.
Yeah, might have been. Your GM thinking ahead there, or just sort of helping you out a little bit.
Well, I was thinking at some point someone's going to read the list.
I was hoping someone might read the list at some point.
I mean,
we swerved left when we should have gone right a long time ago, buddy. No one's reading the list.
I did see
We got
the
distracted by
spear,
jelly beans.
but that feels like we kind of have to make our presence known somewhat. If not throwing it, certainly retrieving it would be an issue.
So instead of
you
a
might be
trebuchet, we
able
make
to
a
take out
harpoon.
one of them.
A harpoon
Yes.
launcher.
Yeah.
Biggest one.
So I think the distraction idea that we had before is a good one. Like use the sound of the Pip-Boy or the radio and amplify that, because we can stick that sort of somewhere else to try and lure at least one of them away a little bit. I don't think we'll get both realistically.
Yeah. Well, we've got 3, right?
Yeah, but if one
Oh.
goes inside for charging, that's possibly going to be
Yeah,
a
but we've only
window
got
where we
half an
don't have to
hour.
deal with all of them. Yes, I agree. So yeah, if it's potentially something loud enough to draw all three.
Point out where the minefields are, because that's what that little sign said. All right. So the bottom lozenge that is
the grassy area.
The grassy area, that is minefield.
The grassy knoll is quite literally a minefield. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah. Except it's not a knoll, it's just flat.
No, it's a knoll
Unless
now.
you mean knoll as
collaborative world building. It's a grassy knoll, damn it.
Okay. Unless you meant, knoll as in GNOLL. And I was just going to say, wrong IP.
100%.
Those damn druid knolls.
So I'd like to point out with that as well, we've got 99 pieces of junk. So we don't have to use our dwarf bread just yet. We can save those if you wish, Maisie. We can actually just use the 99 pieces of junk to start exploding bits of the minefield and lure the things away. We would then probably
junk
need
is what you use to mine to be able to put the toxic plane onto N.E.R.A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we can sing 99 pieces of junk on the floor, 99 pieces of junk. Take one down and throw it around. That's how you build up the minefield.
Yes. The trauma ant seesaw, that area is also mined.
Okay.
As is the middle lozenge from the busted up building through to where the robot is standing.
Okay.
Because I couldn't draw a robo brain.
So yeah, that is a option. We can use the minefield as a bit of a distraction, try and sneak up through, but we'll have to do the stealth checks and then see if we can get through the door. I do notice we've got a few explosive things. Do we know what sort of door it is? Because you mentioned there is a door that the robots go through, but is it like a automatic big metal door? Is it like a regular hinge door?
It seems to be like an internal hinge, but they go in really quickly. So it just sort of like hinges in, they're in, it hinges back.
Okay.
So it might be automated in some way, but if it's a hinge, it's got a pretty...
Or it's run by proximity to the robots when they're nearby. Because they just seem to do their thing, and then they just belt into the door that opens, and it seems sort of comes out of nowhere.
Wearing RFID tags.
Sometimes they will zip in there after 12 minutes. The longest period of time before they go in and recharge is half an hour.
Yeah.
Right. So it might be 5 minutes. It's a random algorithm between the three of them. But they built in there at a rate of at least the Robo Brain and the Sentry Bot do. So it's big enough for the Sentry Bot to get through. The other one that's on two walking legs. So looks like the old Forbidden robot a little bit. It sort of walks along on legs. That's a bit slower. But walks at like ambling person speed. So that one, you can see when that one's heading to the recharge much more than you can with the other two. That one's a bit more predictable because it's slower.
Yeah, so that one might be our window, folks. Because if, like you said before, if they've got RFID, just sending one of us over there to go by proximity might just be bloody useless. So I think we might need to work with our slow ambulatory not friend and see if we can get in there with the robot spear. So does anyone have anything that they want to change or add to that?
I don't think so. Sounds like a good plan.
Well, it sounds like as good a plan as we've come up with.
Yeah. We may not die immediately.
I mean, that's all we can ask. Okay, so we are going to get the mines exploded with some junk to draw attention away. We're going to time it hopefully for our friend to go be the slow person into the building, and we all have to do stealth rolls to try and make our way up there without drawing attention.
Well, that's what we'll do as the end of the night draws near. I will get you
Okay.
all to make those stealth rolls, which is going to be what is it going to be? It's going to be me
Terrifying.
putting my glass. Yeah, terrifying. Yes.
Terrifying is what it's going to be.
It shall be. Oh, I think agility and sneak. Yeah, because sneak's an actual thing. Oh my god! For once, there's an actual skill that matches what I want to do. Thank you, Modifius, for doing that for once. Yes, sneak and agility.
I'm
And
very worried for Fauna because agility is not her strongest suit.
I am loving these dice. My sneak agility is 5, my sneak is 3, and I have rolled a 5 and an 8 because the Exclave have gifted me with Exclave dice. And as everyone listening should know, the Exclave do not give poor resources or equipment, only the best. And only to the best.
Sure, that's the line we're going with. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spoosh. N.E.R.A, how'd you go?
Only one success.
Okay, thank you. Mayhem.
I got 2 successes because I'm a sneaky little shit.
Okay.
Yay!
It's good to be a sneaky little shit at times.
Humans are sneaky little shits. Look at us both go. It's the whipping saws they're giving us. It's not that we're sneaky, just no one wants to look at us.
Exactly.
And Fauna.
I have 1 success.
All right. All right. So as far as you all feel, you feel that you have not been seen or spotted by the Botso Doom. And I have noted that for next time. So what I'm going to suggest, cast, is maybe one of you write that down because you're going to forget in 2 weeks' time, and we're going to have to go through all of this again. So yeah, maybe just make some notes. Yeah,
Doing it
Saying,
now. Playing.
Good GMing. Trying to help my players out just a bit, so that for next time when we go in, it's not like, oh, what we're doing. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
This is just adding to the random notes in my notebook.
Yeah,
Sneaky little shit.
The random note, like what you guys write down is just nuts. I'm here for it, but it's nuts. So on that happy note, no one died.
Hooray!
Yet.
I don't think there was any
You-
damage dealt or
Actually,
taken.
that's the first. You went an entire episode without killing anything.
Ah, I'm disappointed in
Aw.
us.
Actually, correction. I killed the friendship with the bruise.
Yeah, you did. You killed a jar of Vegemite.
Yeah, and the Jerry
Yeah.
you might.
All right, yeah.
Okay, I'm
Alright.
less disappointed in us now.
Yes, you killed a wonderful friendship
Oh.
and relationship that could have spawned between Fauna and Tiny.
I know. Rude. Also, Saz, Burn.
Oh, critics of Hush.
But, valid. We'll earn it back next time, don't worry.
All right. Yeah, well, is it you're questioning the murder side of it or the hobo side? The fact that they, weren't actually hoboing this episode.
We neither hoboed nor murdered. So
I know.
I think that it's a moot point.
We did bum food off people.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
disagree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
okay.
not murder hobo status. That's just defining
that's
our
only
alignment of
half.
chaotic. Yeah.
That's
This is
bit
the
hoboing.
this is the
Economic
apocalypse.
choice.
This is the apocalypse. Like we don't get to pick who we're snacking off.
Yeah, that's just like when someone rocks up to the door uninvited and you have to pull something out to give them. That's what we did.
Yes.
We just rocked up uninvited and stole
Yeah.
a bunch of their food.
Yeah, kangaroos just
Yes,
follow
we did.
the rules of being gracious hosts. It's obviously baked into their society now, and I'm a fan of it.
Yeah. Well, somehow, and I still do not know how you managed to pull a success out of that horrible story.
Pity. It's called pity.
It's only a horrible story because it ended that way. If the entire wasteland was filled with half elephant bin chickens, people wouldn't be saying it's a horrible story. They would be talking this how Dr. Spoosh has become a supervillain.
You
Okay.
really are.
No, I'm more of just a villain. I'm working on the super part.
Okay. All right. Let's. Yeah. Well, you've got the power armor, so all you need now is your evil laugh. Your laugh. So practice in a mirror, maybe.
I'll match shine N.E.R.A while N.E.R.A's powered down, just so I can dramatically pose in N.E.R.A's
I'm
the
sorry,
reflection of N.E.R.A.
consent, please.
I said I'm going to check first and say I'm doing it. Just I might do it.
And then N.E.R.A's just going to wake up mid him doing his evil pose and just be like, "What are you doing?"
I am as I
And
which
just
I meant to
chooses
say.
power down again. No, I do
And
not
I
have
nearly
the
forgot
bandwidth
to
for
say it
this
this
right
session
now.
as well, and which I would have hated myself for doing it. We need to add to the doctorate of hospitality, because Dr. Spoosh is serving. Because now I have Louboutins as well. Got Louboutins. I got my booty shorts. Is it any wonder that the Roos were just fascinated with me?
Gave you the
He's going to
opportunity
need a
strut
Morbid
that out,
fascination.
soon.
and you gave us a story about elephants.
The ethics board are clearly overextending their reach.
When you had your gold lame lycra cheeky girl's pants stretched over a power armor frame, and some Louboutins, and a top hat and tails. So
Yeah.
It's a look.
sartorially splendid. I handed it to you. I gave you the opportunity to try it out, the serving thing.
It's it's because I had a cool story. If I had miming, I would have I'd have started voguing down the runway. I'd have these kangaroos would have I would become the
I was
kangaroo
looking
emperor.
for voguing, doing the worm. You could have
The
wormed.
worm isn't a mime, that's a dance move.
But what if I do it silently?
I would have accepted it though.
Can anyone really worm silently, though?
The
Spoosh
Scotty
can.
too hottie worm down the stage.
I'm going to make sure I entitle the next story of Dr. Spoosh when he writes his fan fiction of Dr. Love. Dr. Love, would you still love me, kangaroo, if I was a worm?
I think you're going to need to prepare some Dr. Spoosh fan fiction with Dr. Love for the next session, so you can just dribble it into the chat.
I put the titles in the chat. We have the first one is Yearning at Sea. The second is Dating in the Dark. The third is The Family Mayhem, and the fourth one was called what do you call it? I Love Rue.
And then they're just going to need
I'll do the intro. I'll do the first lines for each one.
blurb or the intro. Yeah.
Oh no, the blurbs are in the chat already. The chat has been subjected to this horror.
All right, team. That means all right. I'm doing it. I'm gonna do a moonlighting style musical Love Vault episode for y'all.
Oh, good.
You asked for it. You're
Did we,
leaning in that
though?
direction.
Did we really?
Yeah, you did.
We kind of did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think N.E.R.A's gonna get the Droopy Buzz shakes again.
Yeah. And look, we might even use the Passion de la Passion rules for it instead.
I love those rules. They make me.
I gotta work it out. And for people in chat, this is just proof that this is completely unscripted. I've got no idea where things are going.
The entire episode is a sign of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Madness.
I have been your GM. Thanks for coming. Please come back. Hey, look, in May there'll be a special episode where it's not me. So you got something to look forward to at least. Yeah. Yeah, come back. So you can find me. I'm at Anthanum and everywhere because it's chrysanthemum, like the flower, because I am a special little flower. Can't you tell? And I shall handball the pustule of doom, otherwise known as the outro, to Piggles.
Hi, everybody. Piggles, you can find me mostly on Instagram and occasionally over on Threads with Piggles. I have been your Rule of Unusual Size. I hope you all have a fabulous couple of weeks. And for those of you who are in Australia, some sleep because it's midnight where I am at the moment. I will hand over to Spoosh.
Thank you for getting handed over an outro instead of Weeping Swords. It's a good time. I am Joel, or Mr. Loreman, on most things that are social, even if I'm not that social, but I'm on there. I am Dr. Spoosh. I'm going to try and find a way to create the Vault 112 virtual reality so everyone can see the true reality of the world through Spoosh's eyes. I'm going to hand over the outro, just like the Weeping Swords, over to Mayhem.
So generous. Thank you. I'm Shadowmere, or Cass, and you can find me back here on the Meeples and Dragons channel on the 17th. So not this coming Saturday, the next Saturday, for another episode of Radiant Shadows. And otherwise, I lurk on social media. You can find me. It's Shadowmere. It's got 2 R's. I'm there. And I'm going to hand over to N.E.R.A.
Hi, I'm Nephthys. I've been playing N.E.R.A, your National External Retrieval Automaton. You can find me at NephthysNile, NephthysNile, pretty much everywhere. I'm now on the Talkie Ticks because I'm a cool kid. So yeah. And when I'm not here, I'm currently doing a Vampire the Masquerade game over on We Are Nerdsmiths for 4 sessions. It's mayhem, it's chaos, it's everything you could hope for with fangs. Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
I
thank
caught
you,
the episode
everybody.
today. Can agree. It was fun.
Yeah.
Thank
We
you.
tuned in. I caught a bit of it this afternoon. So highly recommend. If you haven't seen Nephthys in the GM chair, you really, really, really should.
Oh, come on.
Like,
Make me
cannot
blush.
give-
Keep it coming.
Yeah. Like just blew me away with how good that session was today. So yeah, check that out. Just need to acknowledge that our next session, Shadowmere is not going to be with us because of external world stuff. So you're going to be one person down for the assault team. Might see if I can find a ring in to be not Shadowmere. But we never know. I don't know. I'll put the call out, see if we can find a drop in. But yeah, just advanced knowledge that that's going to be happening. And as always, to say a big squishy huggy thank you to Saz for supporting the chaos and shenanigans and making all the music and things happen.
And rightly calling us out.
Yeah. Every time, because I wouldn't be able to do this by myself, or with 3 copies of me. Actually, it'd probably be worse with 3 copies of me. Anyway, I digress. So Saz, thank you so much for your help and produceriness and all of that. I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. So before we do, being the kind and generous soul that I am, I just want to sing you a little tune, and that tune is "This is the song that doesn't end. It goes on and on, my friend."